Service Master of
Agriculture is like no other business, which makes Farm Credit Services of America like no other lender. Owned by the farmers and ranchers we serve, our customers have a voice in how we work, a stake in what we do, and share in our success. Discover a lender that works for you at Farm Credit Services of America.
Lucky for us, life is full of choices, big and small. They define us, make us who we are. And when it comes time for you to choose a car, home, your next big adventure, or start a new business, Farmers Union Insurance has the variety of coverage options to protect each perfect moment. Farmers Union Insurance. Contact your local Farmers Union Insurance agent today.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 57,000 participants here in South Dakota who take part in high school sports or activities.
John Hoffman Electric is your neighborhood electrical service contractor and so much more. No job is too big or too small for our team of professionals. We pride ourselves on keeping up with new technologies such as Aerial, an augmented reality visual tool used to customize and experience a finished space before breaking ground. So whether you're building new or renovating a home, farm, or commercial space, let John Hoffman Electric light the way. John Hoffman is a proud sponsor of all local activities broadcast on Live Ticket TV.
CoreCares helps individuals stay at home by offering caregiving, nursing, and medical alert systems in over 55 communities in South Dakota. Specializing in tasks like bathing, meal prep, and medication setups, our well-trained staff delivers exceptional care. We invest in our team through customized training and comprehensive benefits. To learn more about job opportunities or services, visit our website at corecares.com. CoreCares, proudly serving our community.
The foundation for how we do business is right in our initials, W-E. We. Everything we do is a partnership. We understand solving the many complex challenges growers face every day takes teamwork. And when we succeed, we do it together. That's the power of we.
Being a part of a community means sharing the history and future of the people all around you. For 115 years, First Fidelity Bank has been doing just that, helping you get the most out of life by providing the services and tools you need, the conveniences and technology you want, and the friendly faces you expect. So you get everything you need right here in the place you call home. Now and for many years to come. First Fidelity Bank.
Check, check. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Let me see. You are plugged into 3 here. How's that now? How does that sound for you now? Check, check. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. This is not for you, Megan, by the way. So if you can check, check. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Check, check. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Hello, 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 hello. Hello. Go.
Hello.
Hey, Megan, sorry, that was doing that for Live Ticket. My apologies.
I'm done running around doing chores, so I'm ready whenever.
Happens to me every single show, without fail.
That moment when you realize your furnace is stone cold busted. We're talking a real put on every sweater you own, I can't feel my feet, penguin predicament. But fear not, there's an expert for that.
Let your local heating experts at Pite's Service Experts keep you warm with $50 off any furnace repair.
Like it toasty? There's an expert for that.
Call Pite's Service Experts at 866-EXPERTS. See website for license details.
Looking for top-notch printing services? Choose Preferred Printing, your South Dakota union printer. We provide mailing services, create banners, vehicle decals, stationery and business forms, event materials including specialty items, apparel, and more. Our skilled team brings your vision to life with exceptional quality and attention to detail. And as a locally veteran-owned shop, we're dedicated to serving our community. Experience the difference with Preferred Printing. Visit us at preferredsd.com or call 605-333-0535 today.
When you're in the need for high-quality replacement auto parts, look no further than Zander Auto Parts and Machine Shop in Pierre. Zander's has been servicing the Pierre area for over 40 years. Their professional parts techs can get you the part you need and get you back on the road. Stop by Zander Auto Parts and Machine Shop at 500 West Sioux in Pierre or call 224-9221. Zander's, your source for domestic and foreign auto parts and accessories.
Do you have a pest problem? Got bats, ants, termites? Family owned and operated, Olson's Pest Technicians have had over 50 years experience taking care of pest problems in places across South Dakota, Nebraska, and Iowa. Utilizing brilliant methods such as Centricon bait stations for termites and Vicane treatment for bed bugs. There's no pest too tough for Olson's Pest Technicians. If you have pest problems, call 800-KILL-BUGS.
Allied Plumbing and Heating is your contact for business, farm, commercial, and residential plumbing needs located in Pierre. No job is too big or small for Allied. Put our over 50 years of experience to work for you. At Allied Plumbing and Heating, the only surprise we want for our customers is how fast they get the job done. That's why we offer free estimates on every single service, no hidden charges. Give them a call today at Allied Plumbing and Heating. Remember, you can rely on your allies.
Do you want to join one of the oldest established organizations in Fort Pierre? Perhaps you are more interested in protecting the future. Whatever your position, the Fort Pierre Volunteer Fire Department is for you. We are responsible for fire protection in Fort Pierre and Stanley County. Become part of this amazing team by stopping down at the fire hall and discussing enrollment. We are not just limited to adults, as we have a new cadet program for students ages 14 to 18. For more information, click on our banner ad on the homepage. From everyone at the fire hall, go Buffs!
Out here, you learn that to keep growing, you have to keep changing. CHS and the farmers and ranchers we serve know all about change, because together we've changed agriculture. That's why we're the largest farmer-owned cooperative in the country. So farmers own the system they count on, with advantages at every step. From innovative tools that help crops grow, to grain processing expertise, to energy solutions, we create connections to empower agriculture. Learn more at chsinc.com.
Bank West is rooted in South Dakota. Committed to local success. Just like you. We're all connected. In South Dakota. For South Dakota. Convenient, connected, committed. Bank West.
With our new online loan application, you can go to our website and apply for a loan when it's most convenient for you. We make getting loan approval fast and easy. Our local lenders are available to assist you if you have any questions. We make it pain-free to get that loan you've been wanting. We're an equal housing lender. Oahe Federal Credit Union. Your hometown credit union since 1955. Federally insured by NCUA.
For over 70 years, Pitt's Design Build has earned our reputation locally for serving communities across South Dakota. We provide design and building services for schools, hospitals, churches, commercial offices, multifamily housing, and so much more. Pitt's Design Build is conveniently located in Pierre, Mitchell, and Sioux Falls to serve you and your organization. We bring value to our clients by facilitating the design and/or construction process. Give us a call today and check us out at pittsdesignbuild.com for a free building consultation.
We connect people. Have been for 100 years or so. How we get that done? Well, that won't always be the same. But why we connect people? Not in a million years is that ever going to change. We didn't build the communities that made South Dakota. No. We just brought them together.
What if we said a bank isn't a place to lock up money? It's a place to set it free. What if the point of banking wasn't to bank at all, but to put your ideas to work? What if your bank asked, what if, a little more? Well, what if we told you we do? We're American Bank and Trust, where what if meets why not? If you're ready to change what you get out of banking, start a relationship with us. What if you made the move today?
The Corner Station Convenience Store and the Crossing Pub are both conveniently located on Pleasant Drive in Pierce, South Dakota. At the Corner Station, grab your favorite hot and cold beverages and snacks while filling your vehicle up with Cenex brand gasoline. The Corner Station also features a super tunnel car wash to keep your vehicle sparkling clean. At the Crossing, grab a cold beverage and check out their selection of appetizers while watching the Stanley County Buffaloes and Pierre Governors live on their big screen televisions. Best of luck to all area students from the Corner Station and the Crossing.
Titan Machinery is actively hiring service technicians to our Case IH team in Highmore, Miller, and Pierre. Whether you are an experienced technician or looking to start your career, Titan has a spot for you. Earn a competitive pay with the potential to make upwards of 6 figures. Titan Machinery offers company HSA and 401k contributions, free single health care, and a generous tool allowance. For more information, log into titanmachinery.com/careers or contact Titan Machinery, your Case IH dealer, at 701-356-0130.
Wind Circle, operating since 1995. We combine quality customer service and experience with the right technology to meet your needs. Our cybersecurity certified technicians will make sure your systems are secure. Services offered are video and data cabling, service and support contracts, cutting-edge camera systems to door security devices. Wind Circle has many hardware options: Dell, HP, Cisco, SonicWall, and Ruckus, to name a few. Our staff has over 30 years of combined network design and cabling experience at your disposal. Call us today, 605-224-1111, and request a free quote. Again, that's 605-224-1111.
Dano's Marine in Fort Pierre is your one-stop shop for all things boats and watercraft. They are your local Vexus and Alumacraft boat dealer, some of the best boats on the water. Dano's also offers a full line of services to maintain your boat out of the water so you can enjoy more time on the water. Their certified technicians proudly service Yamaha, Mercury, and Everroot motors. Stop in today to visit about your next watercraft. Dano's Marine, proud sponsor of Pierre and Fort Pierre athletics and events.
Graham Tire of Pierre is your premier hometown shop, specializing in tires to fit vehicles, from ATVs to large farm equipment and everything in between. At your tire store next door, you can find a plethora of brand name tires that range from 4 to 10 ply and much more. Our highly skilled technicians can handle brakes, heating, and air conditioning. Call us today at 224-8643 or visit us at grahamtire.com. Graham Tire is a proud sponsor of Pierre and surrounding communities' local activities.
When you're thinking of a new or used car, motorcycle, pickup, or RV, think of us. We make all sorts of vehicle loans. We can set you up with payments that fit your budget. So if you have getting some new wheels in mind, stop by and see us. We'll get you the right loan. Dakota Plains Federal Credit Union, federally insured by NCUA. We're big on you.
We're small enough to know your name, but we're big on you.
Do you have a new pair of jeans or a favorite shirt with a small tear or hole? Or your winter coat has a broken zipper? Don't throw them away. Call Lila Briggs Sewing and Embroidery in Fort Pierre to have your items fixed as good as new. They also provide hemming, other sewing services, as well as custom embroidery for a truly professional look and design. Lila Briggs Sewing and Embroidery is a proud supporter of all Stanley County school activities and wishes the student athletes the best of luck in the school year.
Explore the 2023 Lincoln Navigator at Capital City Ford in Lincoln. Every time you approach your Lincoln, you'll receive a re-carpet welcome. Twin turbocharged 3.5 V6 engine with auto start-stop technology. You'll travel confidently with technology that meets all your needs. Now you can get the 2023 Navigator for 5.9% at 72 months. Stop in to see the full vehicle lineup at Capital City Ford in Lincoln. Capital City Ford in Pierce, South Dakota.
Stay at Mobridge Country Inn and Guide Service, locally owned on Highway 12 and 20 West. Enjoy clean linens, plenty of amenities, and a comfortable stay with authentic country hospitality. The inn is within walking distance to most of the town's attractions. Guests can enjoy continental breakfast, barbecue grills, HD cable TV, microwaves, refrigerators, free Wi-Fi, and much more throughout the property. Book guided fishing trips through the front desk. Proud supporter of all South Dakota high school activities.
This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in South Dakota. This is sportsmanship. School sports, it's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message presented by the South Dakota High School Activities Association and the South Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
From being played, Stanley County is exiting the field after their warm-up. The Gregory Gorillas are still out in the field as head coach Mike Murray is getting his last adjustments made for his team. This Stanley County team got their first win on the road last week against the Redfield Pheasants, winning 44-8. It was a stark difference from what we've seen in the first couple games from this Buffalo team, but there's a reason for that. Stanley County had an incredibly difficult schedule to open up this 2024 campaign. They started here at home at Ole Williamson Field with the Hill City Rangers, who came into town and ran a no-huddle offense that threw the Stanley County Buffaloes completely off guard. Their quarterback at Hill City, Devin Bueller, ran the offense from the offensive line. He has a nameplate or a play card on his wrist where he calls about 98% of the plays from the line, and that did Stanley County in. Week 2, they had to go on the road and play the Parkston Trojans, who are the 9AA defending state champions. So when they got that win against Redfield in Week 4 last week, it was a welcome sight. We've got a ton coming for you at our pregame show here today. We're going to introduce you to our game officials. We'll read you the starting lineups. We'll listen to our keys to success from head coach from Stanley County, Max Foth. We'll dive into what head coach of Gregory, Mike Murray, and I talked about earlier this week in our production calls. We've got so much for you coming on our pregame show. As always, folks, our pregame show is presented by our friends at Bank West.
From the early days of South Dakota statehood through today's digital revolution, Bank West has remained committed to helping customers and communities succeed. Bank West associates uphold this commitment by developing innovative products, tailoring financial solutions to customer needs, and actively supporting community causes. For a bank committed to helping you and your community prosper, choose Bank West. Bank West, convenient, connected, committed. Member FDIC.
Pre-game show here at Ole Williamson Field for the Stanley County Buffaloes hosting the Gregory Gorillas. We're about 15 minutes or so away from kickoff. And folks, if you're streaming this on KGFX, if you're watching on drgnews.com via live ticket, you can make your streaming experience much easier and better by downloading our DRG News app. You'll hear more about the DRG News app in one of our scheduled breaks. But as you're making your way out to the game tonight, the South Dakota Office of Highway Safety celebrates being part of the team and reminds you to buckle up every trip, every time. Our sports video sponsor for this evening is our friends at Bauman Lumber. Our KGFX sports sponsor tonight is Adventure Communications, and we'll be bringing you the score from our Wegner Auto scoreboard. We're going to get into our starting lineups, talk to some coaches before the game, and fill you in on so much more here on our Bank West pregame show. We'll be back in 2 minutes with some more pregame football action here from Stanley County. You're listening to Stanley County Football on KGFX.
Advertising can be a struggle. Where to spend your money? Are you reaching the right audience? If you are looking for an effective method that reaches a large fan base at once, then here's your ticket with Live Ticket TV. With over 90 schools in the state of South Dakota, we can help you advertise locally with just your team or reach the region and state. Plus, a portion of all sales go directly back to the school. Get a hold of Todd Sandel today and let's get started in building your brand with Live Ticket TV.
Have you thought about utilizing a John Deere Financial multi-use account?
Visit with Grossenberg Implement today. It's a convenient, easy way to increase your purchasing power and get more flexible payment options, such as no interest, no payment for those that qualify, a John Deere Financial multi-use account, money-saving finance offers to keep your cash flow flowing. For more details, go to grossenberg.com.
Service Master of Pier is your go-to service experts for a wide variety of cleaning needs. Since 2003, we have developed the most effective methods and products to service virtually every type of industry. We're known for our exceptional carpet and upholstery cleaning, but did you know we also offer cleaning of all types of flooring, along with providing fire and water restoration, commercial cleaning, janitorial services, and construction cleanup? Service Master of Pier is a proud sponsor of TF Riggs Governors and Lady Govs, as well as Stanley County Buffaloes and Lady Buffs activities.
Agriculture is like no other business, which makes Farm Credit Services of America like no other lender. Owned by the farmers and ranchers we serve, our customers have a voice in how we work, a stake in what we do, and share in our success. Discover a lender that works for you at Farm Credit Services of America.
Guys, over top of Ole Williamson Field, sun is creeping down behind the hills just ahead of us on a gorgeous night for some Friday night football action. As we told you folks, both teams 1-3 coming into tonight's game. Stanley County looking to extend their win streak to 2 games. The Gregory Gorillas won a close one. Their only win on the seasons thus far was against Platte Geddes. They won that one 30-26, and we'll get into a little bit more of what Mike Murray, head coach of the Gorillas, saw out of his team in that week. But first, let's get to our keys to success for tonight's game. Before we get to our keys to success in our interview with head coach Max Foth, we're going to hear a word from our friends at First Fidelity Bank, who sponsor our keys to success.
Crunch early, crunch late. Like worn leather boots on a trail. Crunch like a pastry knife through pie crust, or steel-toed boots at a construction site. Here's to the ones that come through when the pressure's on, when it's crunch time, so to speak. For you, we do more than run the numbers. We crunch them.
This is Stephanie Sanchez, your mortgage loan officer at First Fidelity Bank, serving Pierre and Fort Pierre. I'm ready to crunch some numbers for you.
Wherever you're born to be, Stephanie was born to help you get there. First Fidelity, born to bank. Equal housing lender.
And for tonight's keys to success, we'll start with Stanley County. We got to talk with head coach Max Foth down on the field before the game. This is what he had to say. Here with Stanley County head coach Max Foth. First off, Coach, good to see you. Let's go back to last week. Got the first win of the season. What did that do for morale for this team?
Man, it made everything better for us. You know, film was great on Monday, and because Paxton had an interception return for a touchdown, we call those pizza parties. So coaches bought pizza for all the guys, so we got to have pizza on film on Monday, and you know, life is a little bit easier when you win, and yeah, we made mistakes, but those are easier to fix when you win too. So winning solves a lot of problems.
So you had lost 3 in a row, but how does that week of practice look after getting the first win?
Yeah, morale's high. You know, the kids are flying around. They're more confident in themselves. They're confident in our plan for them, and they could see just how good we can be when we're all clicking and all on the same page. So we're excited to kind of start our season over at the halfway point here and hopefully build on last week's success.
You guys have been clipped with quite a few injuries, but it feels like the team's almost back at full strength. What is it like to have a full roster, what you were expecting to go into with the season?
Yeah, it's awesome, man. It's great, and you know, it's going to allow us to play more guys, rotate more guys in, keep guys more fresh, and instead of guys having to be warriors and play every single snap, we've got some subs now, and we've got some really quality players at quality spots that have been playing a ton of football for us this year. So it makes us as coaches happy. You know, it's always great to get everybody back, and hopefully it stays that way for a while here.
This is our Keys to Success segment, so what do you guys have to do to get that second win, get the streak going, and continue a long homestead ahead?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for us is a fast early, you know, build on that confidence from last week, you know, get a good, nice fast start, look to take some chances early on offense, take some early deep shots, and kind of poke and prod this defense a little bit, because if I'm them, I'm geared up to stop our running game, and hopefully we can take advantage of that early. And then defensively, we just got to be able to match their motion. Gregory does a great job with pre-snap motion, and if they're moving, we're moving. So look for that, and if we're moving when they're moving, we're going to be in a good place.
Best of luck, Coach.
Thank you.
That was head coach Max Foth of the Stanley County Buffaloes filling us in on what he wants to see from his team tonight. When we talked to Mike Murray, head coach of the Gorillas, earlier this week, he filled us in on a little bit of his game plan. He's got some size out wide, some of the most 6-footers I've seen on a roster thus far in the season. He's going to try to get those guys the football. They're going to try to run the football off the edge as well. When I talked to him about that loss last week to Bonham, 28-8, he said, look, that team just wasn't who we expected it to be, meaning his own Gorillas. He said this team we kind of came out slow, kind of came out lethargic, and he doesn't want to see that out of his Gorillas tonight. Let's introduce you to our tonight's starting officials for this game. Before we do that, we're going to hear our word from our friends at the South Dakota Attorney General's Office, the Division of Consumer Protection.
You just got a quote from a company and are now being billed for not choosing them. Many contracts have what's referred to as a contingency agreement. These typically state that if you don't go with them, you, after insurance has approved the repair work, will be charged a percentage of the job they quoted. Ask up front if they charge to provide an estimate. Never sign anything that you haven't fully read or understand. If you have any questions, reach out to the South Dakota Office of Attorney General's Consumer Protection Division at 800-300-1986.
Tonight's officials for this game will be Mr. Eric Deem, Brad McGurr, Clint Kinney, Mike Sarda, and our head white hat official tonight, Mr. Dennis Hines. Now, as we're creeping up on our national anthem, we'll bring you tonight's starting lineups. We're going to bring you both the offense and the defensive side, as a lot of these guys for both teams play both ways. We'll start with our visiting Gregory Gorillas from top to bottom with Lakin Jurasek, Noah Bearshield, Jet Eklund, Colt Kaiser, Luke Stuckel, Landon Kaiser, Cruz Klunt, Mason Janik, Jabin Talsma, Rain Kenzie, and Jess Vanderpool. For the Stanley County Buffaloes side, they're excited to have back Weston Prince and Blaze Frost in the lineup tonight. They'll also have Q-Born, Cash Richardson, Paxton Deal behind the center, Tegan Bretag, Landon Bame catching passes and running the football. Still questionable on if Colton Brady's going to get the start tonight, so we might see some Ezra Rutherford out of the backfield as we did mostly last week. Hayden Rogo going to be up front tonight alongside Case Colda, Noah Baldwin, and Brendan Bothwell, of course, back after his injury 2 weeks ago, going to be returning some punts and playing some offense and defense for the Buffaloes. We're going to take a quick break while we do our national anthem. We'll be right back after this. You're listening to Stanley County Football on KGFX.
Lucky for us, life is full of choices, big and small. They define us, make us who we are. And when it comes time for you to choose, a car, home, your next big adventure, or start a new business, Farmers Union Insurance has the variety of coverage options to protect each perfect moment. Farmers Union Insurance. Contact your local Farmers Union Insurance agent today.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 57,000 participants here in South Dakota who take part in high school sports or activities.
John Hoffman Electric is your neighborhood electrical service contractor, and so much more. No job is too big or too small for our team of professionals. We pride ourselves on keeping up with new technologies, such as Aerial, an augmented reality visual tool used to customize and experience a finished space before breaking ground. So whether you're building new or renovating a home, farm, or commercial space, let John Hoffman Electric light the way. John Hoffman is a proud sponsor of all local activities broadcast on Live Ticket TV.
CoreCares helps individuals stay at home by offering caregiving, nursing, and medical alert systems in over 55 communities in South Dakota. Specializing in tasks like bathing, meal prep, and medication setups, our well-trained staff delivers exceptional care. We invest in our team through customized training and comprehensive benefits. To learn more about job opportunities or services, visit our website at corecares.com. CoreCares, proudly serving our community.
The foundation for how we do business is right in our initials, W-E. We. Everything we do is a partnership. We understand solving the many complex challenges growers face every day takes teamwork. And when we succeed, we do it together. That's the power of we.
Being a part of a community means sharing the history and future of the people all around you. For 115 years, First Fidelity Bank has been doing just that, helping you get the most out of life by providing the services and tools you need, the conveniences and technology you want, and the friendly faces you expect. So you get everything you need right here, in the place you call home. Now, and for many years to come. First Fidelity Bank.
That moment when you realize your furnace is stone cold busted. We're talking a real put on every sweater you own, I can't feel my feet, penguin predicament. But fear not, there's an expert for that.
Let your local heating experts at Pites Service Experts keep you warm with $50 off any furnace repair.
Like it toasty? There's an expert for that.
Call Pites Service Experts at 866-EXPERTS. See website for license details.
Looking for top-notch printing services? Choose Preferred Printing, your South Dakota union printer. We provide mailing services, create banners, vehicle decals, stationery and business forms, event materials including specialty items, apparel, and more. Our skilled team brings your vision to life with exceptional quality and attention to detail. And as a locally veteran-owned shop, we're dedicated to serving our community. Experience the difference with Preferred Printing. Visit us at preferredsd.com or call 605-333-0535 today.
And the right stripes down the side with a nice little red trim in between those. The red numbering and lettering on the jerseys goes along with the red Georgia-style helmets here tonight. Both teams are down on either side of the field as we're about a couple minutes away here from kickoff, less than 5, I would assume. And as I mentioned, folks, a gorgeous day out here at Ole Williamson Field. Not a cloud in the sky, sun setting out in front of us. So let's talk about some game planning here for both sides. We talked about what Mike Murray told us. We'll get a little bit deeper into that and what he wants to see from his team. But if you're Max Foth in the Stanley County offense, you were able to run the ball very effectively last week. You've got Paxton Deal back along with some receivers for your team. And that has got to be one of those things that Max Foth sleeps very well at night, knowing that he's got his team almost back to full strength. We'll see if Colton Brady is going to be playing tonight. And it's tough for Max Foth to get a full night's sleep. As you know, he's a father, but now an even newer father, as he and his wife had a baby a couple weeks ago, right before the start of football season. And so he is spread thin, but he's looking to get his team to 2-3 here tonight for the Gregory Gorillas. They had a tough start. Interesting little fact about this team. This team started off this season with only 16 players, and then they went down to 14 players after week 2. Then he was able to bring some guys off the injured reserve list, find some other guys that wanted to play some ball, and he's got this team up to about 20 or 24 guys. So it's going to be interesting to see how he's able to sub guys in, praying that there's no injuries, hoping there's no injuries on either side. But if that were to happen, what does the depth look like for this Gorillas offense? The Stanley County team is lined up, about to introduce their starting lineups. Our Gregory Gorillas are huddled up cheering. They're going to be lined up here on the near side of the field as we overlook Ole Williamson Field. The Stanley County Buffaloes are going to be lined up on the far side. A great crowd rolling in here tonight. The crowd for Stanley County has traveled quite well on the road. They've had a couple long road trips. They were not only out all the way up in Parkston for their first road trip, they followed that up with a trip up to Frederick area, and then they had to head out to Redfield the following week. So this team is happy to be at home. Let's go back through the scores here from the Gregory Gorillas here in this season. They lost in week 1 36-18 to Scotland Menno, and then they lost in week 2 45-22 to Tripp Delmont. They got their first win, like I said, against Platte Geddes from a come-from-behind victory, 30-26. And that's when head coach Mike Murray really felt like his team was hitting their stride. He said it was an ugly win, but a win is a win is a win. and they got it. He felt like that was what was going to take the team and get them rolling. But again, like I said, a 28-8 loss last week to Bonham. And he said, I felt like my team just kind of came out slow, kind of lethargic. That was not what we expected out of our guys. So we'll see if they can bounce back this week. Our captains are about to take the field. The guys lined up to go out and address the coin toss for the Gregory Gorillas are as follows. Number 17, Mr. Luke Stukel. Number 44, Rain Kenzie. Alongside him, number 2, Lincoln Jurasek. And number 12, Colt Kaiser. We'll see who the captains are this week for the Buffaloes. Alongside a couple Buffaloes and the officials are our captains this week for Stanley County. Hayden Rogo on the left. Right next to him, Colton Brady. He's still dressed out, so we'll wait and see if he's going to be playing tonight. Paxton Deal, the starting quarterback for the Buffaloes, is there. The third captain and the fourth captain, who had a great week last week, Mr. Landon Bame. So in that 44-8 win for the Stanley County Buffaloes over Redfield last week, there was scoring from all over the place, and there was picks too. We saw a couple picks we saw one from Paxton Deal, and he took it all the way back for a pick 6 that was the decider in getting this team a pizza party this week. So Max Foth hoping to have another one of those come next week when they're watching film. Landon Bame had a career game. He was our KGFX Player of the Week last week. He had an interception and 2 touchdowns on the ground when Colton Brady came out of that game early on in the first half. Talking to Coach Foth, it didn't sound like he was injured, but he did say that he wanted to take as many hits off of Colton Brady as possible. So, talking to him leading up to that game, he said, hey, look, if we get up and we are able to get a couple scores, then we are going to put Ezra Rutherford in the backfield. We're going to put Landon Bame in the backfield to get some other guys some carries. On the field down at the coin toss right at the 50-yard line, the Gregory Gorillas won the toss. They have deferred to the second half. So Stanley County will receive the first half kickoff. Looks like they're going to be attacking from our left to our right on your radio dial. We'll let you know for sure. We are moments away here from kickoff in Stanley County. Great to be back home. The Buffaloes have a long homestand in front of them. And Max Foth very excited to try to keep that momentum rolling. They've got some tough games up ahead. We know Wall is coming in here in a couple weeks. So Stanley County would love to get that second win on the season tonight. Megan Sexton back in the booth, doing all the hard work, pushing all the buttons, keeping us on air. Mr. Brian Menning doing all the camera work for Live Ticket TV on drgnews.com. And I'm Justin Cowart, broadcasting to you live here from our press box, looking over the beautiful Ole Williamson Field. As I said, great crowd on hand. Looks like the Gregory Gorillas traveled well down from the southern part of South Dakota, coming up here to try and find their second win on the season. They will be kicking off from the 40-yard line from our right to our left. Stanley County still huddled back up. What was interesting, too, we talked about how Max Foth wanted to keep the hits off of Colton Brady. In week 3, 2 weeks ago, when he did not have Brendan Bothwell due to injury, Landon Bame and Colton Brady were back returning kicks. And anytime Colton Brady got his hands on the football when he was returning kicks, it went over to Landon Bame. That was just one of the pieces of what Max Foth was trying to do to keep the heat off of his starting running back. We're all set here. Lincoln Jurasek set to kick it away with the left foot. He trots up, he boots it low, and we are underway as Brendan Bothwell plays it on 2 hops, bobbles it a little bit, going to bring it across the 20-yard line, cutting it back to the near side across the 25, and he'll be taken down at the 27-yard line. So the Stanley County Buffaloes will start with the ball on the right hash, and that's where Paxton Deal and this offense will try to get going. Colton Brady out on the field. And what's so great about Colton Brady, we talk about it all the time. No matter what the score is, this team has been down by 40-plus points at a couple different points in this season, and Colton Brady has ripped off some long touchdown runs. He doesn't care what the score is. He's going to play hard no matter what. So as I said, the ball is going to start on the right hash right at the 27-yard line. Paxton Deal going to line up in the shotgun. He's got 2 receivers set to his right, 2 receivers set to his left. 3 down linemen for the Gregory Gorillas. Brings Landon Bame in motion from right to left, surveying the defense. Deal waiting patiently. Now he takes a high snap, fields it cleanly, looking to pass, firing up the far sideline. He's got Brendan Bothwell wide open, caught at the 45. He's at the 30. No one's going to catch him, and it's a first play touchdown for Brendan Bothwell. Paxton Deal to Brendan Bothwell for 73 yards on the first play of the game, and Brendan Bothwell knows a thing or two about taking it deep on the first play of the game. He took our kickoff to the house last week for Redfield, and now he's taken this 73-yard pass and catch to the house. And just like that, Stanley County leads in the early going, 14 seconds into this game, 6-0. Man, Paxton Deal, great job by that offensive line up front from Hayden Rogo, Case Kolda, and Noah Baldwin, giving Paxton Deal enough time to look downfield, find a wide-open Brendan Bothwell, and now we've got a flag down on the field. Colton Brady is the lone setback. They don't really run anything other than this Wildcat sneak off the two-point conversion. They've put that one on film quite a bit this season. We'll see if he's got any difference of play. That's an illegal substitution for the Stanley County Buffaloes, so that'll move him back 5 yards. Broke the huddle with 12 men on the field.
That'll back him up 5 yards.
So that'll move this back to the 10. Well, let's see. It's going to be inside the 10. Ball was placed around the 2, so they'll put it at the 7-yard line about. And now if you're Max Foth in this offense, he's going to line up in the same set. Wildcat look, Colton Brady, the lone setback. He's got Paxton Deal out wide alongside Whit Myers, who's lined up on the hash. Yet to see Brady throw the ball yet this season, but he does it all. We'll see if he's got one in him. And he'll take the snap, and we're going to get another penalty flag. It's going to be a false start on Tegan Breetag.
Flag on the play. False start against the Buffaloes.
So that'll move him back 5 more yards, and now decision time coming for Max Foth. This is quite a distance to try to get a 2-point conversion. I don't know if they have any semblance of a kicking game. But now the ball will be placed on the 13.
From the 13-yard line.
So now checking into the game is going to be Weston Prince, his first action from missing 2 games. Foth is going to take his first time out of the first half. Our timeouts are sponsored by our friends at Agtegra. Acres Ahead can maximize your farm's earning potential straight from the start. Contact your local Agtegra cooperative today. We're going to stay right here as the Buffaloes kind of go over. You know, as we told you, they've really only shown one 2-point conversion play on film all season long. It's been a direct snap to Colton Brady, the lone Wildcat setback. But there's really not many plays in the playbook, I would assume, for a basically one-play shot at the end zone from the 13-yard line. So the offense headed back out onto the field. They're going to line up in the same set. Paxton Deal now going to be the quarterback. Colton Brady lined up off to his right. He's got Landon Boehm lined up as the lone receiver to the left, Brendan Bothwell, and Weston Prince lined up far off to the right side. Gregory's spread out. Looks like they've got man-to-man coverage across the way. They're going to hand this one off to Colton Brady, trying to get to the outside. Stiff arms one man, lowers his shoulder, but won't be able to get past the 5-yard line. Tackle on the play made by Colt Kaiser. So the Stanley County Buffaloes take 2 penalties and move them back 10 yards, so they're unable to convert the 2-point conversion, but the 73-yard pass from Paxton Deal to Brendan Bothwell gets the Buffaloes on the board first. We're going to take a short 30-second break, catch our breath a little bit here. You're listening to Stanley County Football on KGFX.
When you're in the need for high-quality replacement auto parts, look no further than Zander Auto Parts and Machine Shop in Pierre. Zander's has been servicing the Pierre area for over 40 years. Their professional parts techs can get you the part you need and get you back on the road. Stop by Zander Auto Parts and Machine Shop at 500 West Sioux in Pierre or call 224-9221. Zander's, your source for domestic and foreign auto parts and accessories.
14 seconds into this game, Stanley County leads 6-0. Trevor Caldwell going to line up to kick this one away for the Buffaloes. And as you heard in our Keys to Success in our pregame show, Max Foth wanted to get ahead early, and he's done just that. Don't know if he expected to get ahead this quickly in the game. Caldwell lines up, trots up, low, bouncing kick. It's going to be fielded after a couple bounces by Landon Kaiser, finally at the 12-yard line. Now he breaks a tackle, going to cross the 20, and he's taken down across the 30-yard line, down to about the 31. So a nice return after a couple bobbles after that kick. Bounced through some South Dakota grass, changing directions all the way. Landon Kaiser did a nice job to get on top of that. So this is the first we'll see of this Gregory offense. Lincoln Jurasek, the commander of this offense at quarterback, going to line up in the pistol. He's got Landon Kaiser set up behind him. He's got a receiver offset to his left, going to take the snap, running the option here to the near side, going to be played nicely by the Stanley County defense and taken down in the backfield by Blaze Frost. So he makes his first tackle after being out the last 2 games, and he's happy to be back, and he shows it there with a nice play in the backfield. That's going to be a loss of a couple yards, maybe 3, bring up 2nd down and long. Ball going to be placed on the right hash. The Gorillas getting the play from their play band. Gregory lining up with the heavy set. They've got 5 down linemen. Pretty rare sight you see in 9-man football. Going to run this one off to the left. Pulling guard, trying to get the block, and cutting it back up the middle is Luke Stuckel, and he's going to be taken down after a modest gain of 3 yards, but that'll bring up 3rd and 10. Case Kolda in on the tackle for the Buffaloes. And now a big 3rd down coming. For both sides, you feel Stanley County wanting to extend their lead. Gregory wanting to keep this one in fighting distance. This team has been in every game this year, has Gregory. Head coach Mike Murray has seen some football with Gregory in his day. Here's the 3rd down and 10. And a flag on the field, our 3rd penalty of the game. And it's going to go against the Gorillas, and that'll move them back 5 to bring up 3rd and 15. It's a false start. So not heading the direction that the Gorillas want to. That'll move the ball back to about the 27-yard line. Jed Eklund into the game as the tailback now, off to the right side of Lincoln Jurasek. Jurasek's got Landon Kaiser and Luke Stuckel lined up as receivers on the inside slot area, and he's got another man lined up out to the far right side. He takes a snap, rolling out to his right, has time to throw, looking downfield. Now he's pressured, going to fire back across his body towards the middle of the field. Paxton Deal tracking it down and just goes beyond his fingertips. Good coverage down in the secondary from the Buffaloes. That'll bring up 4th and 15, and I would expect a punt coming here from the Gorillas. So Lincoln Jurasek trying to roll out to his right, find a man downfield. Colt Kaiser, one of those tall receivers, standing at 6'5". He's the tallest receiver by far that Stanley County has faced thus far this season. As I mentioned, this Gorilla team has got a couple 6-footers on their roster. So Mike Murray wanting to take advantage of some of that size. Lincoln Jurasek is also this team's punter for Gregory, so he's going to line up with his feet standing on about the 13-yard line, maybe the 12. Back to return, Brendan Bothwell. He's got the game's only score with 10:18 remaining on our Wegner Auto scoreboard in the first quarter. Shadows cast on the right side of the field. This one's going to bounce once to Jurasek. Got pressure in his face, just gets the punt off. High floating punt going to land at the Stanley County 43, bounce back towards Gregory, and will come to rest at the 45-yard line. So Stanley County will start with great field position as they attack from our left to our right. So Colton Brady was a game-time decision for the Stanley County Buffaloes. He's still in. We've seen him run the ball on that 2-point conversion attempt from the 13-yard line. Be interested to see, is knowing that he was a game-time decision, how much Coach Foth actually decides to use him, or if he is just going to serve as a decoy. I would imagine that he is going to get plenty of carries here tonight. As we told you, Landon Boehm had a great week carrying the ball last week against Redfield. Wouldn't be surprised if he got a few opportunities to tote the rock out of the backfield for Stanley County. Here comes Colton Brady right up the middle. He is met with force. Loss of a yard and a beautiful play up in the middle by this Gregory Gorilla football team. And this defense making a big play. In on the tackle was Jed Eklund. Colt Kaiser coming down from his safety position to assist on the tackle. Colton Brady ran right into a Gorilla brick wall. So that'll bring up 2nd down and 11. Stanley County huddling up around their 33-yard line, waiting for the play call to come in. Case Kolda, our center, the first one to get to this football. Whit Myers going to line up offset to the left in the shotgun of Paxton Deal. Colton Brady lined up to Deal's right. Deal swaps him over from his right to his left. 3 down linemen for Gregory. They're going to fake this, do a little reversal here on the underneath toss to Brendan Bothwell, but covered beautifully by Gregory. In on the tackle was Colt Kaiser. Landon Kaiser, brother of Colt, was the first one to get there and make contact with Brendan Bothwell, so Gregory read that little trickery play beautifully. It was a gain of maybe 3 yards. It'll bring up 3rd and 8. Head coach Mike Murray pacing the sidelines here on the near side, having a chat with the side judge. Stanley County taking their time, breaking out of the huddle. Paxton Deal going to go up under center. Ball sits at the 46-yard line. 2 receivers spread out to the left, Weston Prince and Brendan Bothwell, and now we've got another timeout, and that'll be the second used in this first quarter with only 8:18 remaining here in the first quarter of play. So Stanley County will take it. We'll take it with them. We'll be back in 30 seconds with more Stanley County football on KGFX.
Do you have a pest problem? Got bats, ants, termites? Family owned and operated, Olson's Pest Technicians have had over 50 years experience taking care of pest problems in places across South Dakota, Nebraska, and Iowa. Utilizing brilliant methods such as Centricon bait stations for termites and Vicane treatment for bed bugs, there's no pest too tough for Olson's Pest Technicians. If you have pest problems, call 800-KILL-BUGS.
Good signs all around for Stanley County. They forced the punt on Gregory's first drive, but they've got a 3rd and 8 coming here due to the Buffaloes. It's been a big week for Stanley County sports. The cross-country team was reestablished back in 2007, got their first girls' team victory since that reestablishment, so congratulations to the Stanley County cross-country team. Here comes the 3rd and 8 for the Buffalo football team. Bothwell in motion from left to right. They're going to fake the handoff, and it's going to be bobbled and dropped by Paxton Deal. He dives back on top of it at the 41-yard line. Disaster, but that'll force a punt from Stanley County. And after the big play to start the game, Gregory looks like they have settled in a little bit on defense. So Stanley County will get set to punt. Luke Stukel will get set to return as he trots back and gets set up in the shadow of the 15-yard line. Perfect snap. Deal punts it away. High spiraling kick going to land at about the 15-yard line. Perfectly placed punt and going to be covered by Brendan Bothwell at the 16-yard line. So Stanley County able to pin the Gorillas back deep, and Mike Murray's football team is headed back out. His offense looks to put some points on the board. As I mentioned, Mike Murray's been around for as long as we can remember. He's with this team. This is his 4th year as head coach, but he's been with this team since 2000. He served under head coach Brian Allmendinger. They won 3 state championships together at the 9AA level. Said Allmendinger was a mentor for him. They switched from 11-man to 9-man football back in the 2006-2007 season. And in 2022, they went down to 9A and won the state championship. He said when this team went from 16 men down to 14 early on in this season, his message to his team was keep battling. And that's a message that rings true as they find themselves down early, getting popped in the face mask with a 73-yard pass and catch from Paxton Deal to Brendan Bothwell. And I guarantee you Mike Murray is in that huddle telling his guys right now, just keep battling.
He evidently knows what he's doing, folks.
Talking about some of his captains as well, number 44, Rain Kenzie. He said the guys feed off of his energy. When he's up, they're up. When he's down, they're down. Such an important piece. Kenzie going to head out. An imposing figure is Rain Kenzie. Kenzie stands at a tall 6'3", weighing in at 265 pounds. And it's all muscle. And now a snap goes over the head of Lincoln Jurasek, going to be covered up in the end zone. And now he's going to be taken down for a safety. It was Landon Kaiser who got the football. He picked it up, turned it around, and there was 3 Stanley County Buffaloes in his face. So it'll be a 2-point. That 2-point conversion actually comes in the form of a safety here for Stanley County. Q Bourne, Blaze Frost back there to make the tackle. So Lincoln Jurasek just not ready for the snap, floated over his head, and he looked up in the air. It was behind him. So it's 8-0 Stanley County, and they're going to get the ball back after the punt. So the last thing that head coach Mike Murray was wanting to see from his Gregory team is they got the stop on defense, forced the 3-and-out. And Jurasek trying to point some of his offensive line and call out some audibles, barking some plays out to his team. And the snap came in over his head. Looks like his center was misconstruing some of that as calling for the snap. So the free kick will come from the 20-yard line of Gregory. Stanley County huddled up, seeing as they're going to be returning this ball from much further up than they're used to on a kickoff, plus it being a punt. He's going to be able, his landed Bame and Brendan Bothwell head back. He's going to be able to field this one way up around the 35-yard line, maybe even closer. Lakin Jurasek is going to punt this one away on the free kick here for Gregory. Left-footed kick is a wobbler headed right Landon Bame's direction, going to be fielded at the 35. Bringing it back towards the middle of the field, now near side to the sideline, and he's going to be wrapped up and taken down at the 39-yard line by Landon Kaiser. Very nice coverage there from Gregory. But Stanley County will have good starting field position nonetheless. They lead 8-0 here with 7:25 to play in the first quarter. So ball will be placed on the right hash. The last drive for Stanley County ended on a jet sweep attempt that was fumbled between Landon Babe and Paxton Deal. But now Paxton Deal will line up in the shotgun. Got Colton Brady to his right. He's got two receivers set off to his left. Bothwell in motion from left to right. Calls for the snap. High snap fielded. Going to go off to Colton Brady, trying to get to the edge. He's going to be wrapped up and taken down right at the line of scrimmage. Good outside contain. Jed Eklund in on the tackle. Luke Stukel as well making the play for Gregory. Hot day here in Fort Pierre. I was coming in. One of the bank signs read 95 degrees, but as that sun sets, it casts a nice shadow over Ole Williamson Field. Starting to creep down behind the mountains ahead of us. Offers a little cool breeze coming in. Wind's supposed to pick up tonight. We're hoping that stays away from us till the conclusion of this game. Paxton Deal now ball on the left hash, brings Bothwell in motion, going to drop back to pass. Now with pressure in his face, just floats it up into the middle of the field. He was looking for his man, Blaze Frost. There was triple coverage surrounding him. I think Paxton Deal was just trying to get rid of that one, avoid the sack. So no harm, no foul, but it brings up another 3rd and long here for Stanley County. Ball right at the Stanley County 40. He's going to split 3 receivers out to the right side. Now bring Landon Bame over to his left. Deal surveys the defense. 3 down linemen for Gregory, 3 linebackers stacked behind. Deal takes the snap, dropping back, now pressure, going to fire up the near side, looking for Bothwell again, undercutting the passes. Bothwell bopped up into the air and caught off the deflection at the 25-yard line. Brendan Bothwell showing exquisite focus as that ball bounced off of his shoulder pad up about 3 yards into the air. He stares up, there's the ball, and he caught it and goes down at the 25-yard line. The ball a bit underthrown as Paxton Deal had some pressure in his face provided by Rain Kenzie. And Brendan Bothwell playing the ball, not the defender, does a beautiful job to undercut the cornerback. And the contested catch is won by Bothwell and instantly inside Gregory territory. Ball just inside the right hash at the 25. Paxton Deal going to line up with the I formation set behind him. Whitmire's in at fullback. Colton Brady, the lone setback, lined up behind Whitmires. Going to turn, hand this one off to Brady, trying to find a lane up the middle, waits patiently and finds a little bit of a crease, brings it up to the 20, fighting forward to about the 18-yard line. So great patience, letting Case Colda and Hayden Rogo open up a little bit of a lane there. I've been really impressed with Colton Brady's running style. He's a thumper, loves to lay the wood, drop the shoulder pads, and run over a defender, but he also shows patience there at the line. If the hole's not there, he trusts his offensive line is going to open it up, as he did, and turned a no gain into about a 6-yard play. Paxton Deal goes back under center. offset I formation stacked off to the left. Deal turns, hands it off to Brady. Muddled up, now breaking through. Crosses the 15-yard line down to about the 13. That'll be enough to move the chains. And it'll bring up 1st and 10 from the 12 for Stanley County as they're knocking on the door again. We're inside the red zone for the first time today. Paxton Deal commanding the huddle here for the Buffaloes. They break. Deal going to line up in the shotgun. Resets Brady off to his left. Deal takes the snap. It's going to be a quarterback run the entire way off to the left, looking for a block from Colton Brady, patiently waiting, trying to get to the edge. He'll pick up a couple yards. So that'll be a gain of nearly 5 as Paxton Deal just got behind Colton Brady. Brady laboring just a little bit.
Brings up 2nd and 5 for the Buffaloes.
So it was indeed a gain of 5. Stanley County in absolutely no rush. He's got 2 receivers split off to his left. The lone receiver here to the right side is Landon Bame. Bothwell in motion from left to right. High snap fielded by Paxton Deal. He's going to walk right into the end zone untouched. So Paxton Deal has a passing touchdown. Now he has a rushing touchdown, and the Buffaloes lead 14-0. So another great drive from Stanley County. Brendan Bothwell has the circus catch off the deflection to get him to the 25-yard line, and then they just rely on the run from there. Colton Brady lines up on the left hash for the 2-point conversion to try to extend this lead to 16. Brady looking at the defense. Gregory stacking the box. Now Brady going to throw for the first time. Nope, he decides better of it. Going to run, and he's going to weave his way through some defenders and walk in for the 2-point conversion. So it was a design pass. We saw something a little bit different. But Colton Brady says, I'm going to go back to the bread and butter. I'm going to run this one in. It's 16-0 on our Wegner Auto scoreboard with 4:32 to play in the first quarter. You're listening to Stanley County Football on KGFX. We'll be back in 30 seconds right after this.
Allied Plumbing and Heating is your contact for business, farm, commercial, and residential plumbing needs located in Pierre. No job is too big or small for Allied. Put our over 50 years of experience to work for you. At Allied Plumbing and Heating, the only surprise we want for our customers is how fast they get the job done. That's why we offer free estimates on every single service, no hidden charges. Give them a call today at Allied Plumbing and Heating. Remember, you can rely on your allies.
Well, it's not exactly football weather. I think football weather is more a little bit in the 30s with some snow, but it is absolutely do something outdoors weather here in Fort Pierre tonight. It's a cool 84 degrees. The sun has set behind the hills ahead, and we've got a gorgeous cloudless night as the Stanley County Buffaloes lead 16-0. Let's recap the scoring for you. Stanley County hit them quick. 14 seconds into the game, they hit an 73-yard touchdown pass from Paxton Deal to Brendan Bothwell. That's now 2 weeks in a row that Brendan Bothwell has scored on the first play of the game. Technically, it was the second play of the game, but Brendan Bothwell scored on the opening kickoff against Redfield last week, scored on the first offensive play on the game tonight. And now Trevor Caldwell will line up to kick this one away for the Buffaloes. Caldwell gets the whistle, surveys left, surveys right. And a nice kick from Caldwell sends Noah Bearshield back to return. He fields it at the 10, brings it across the 20, across the 25, breaking a couple tackles across the 40. One man to beat. It's Caldwell up the far sideline. He's across the 30, across the 20, stiff-arming a man. Run out of bounds at the 10-yard line by Landon Bame. A beautiful return from the Gorillas, exactly what they needed. And that'll set him up with, it looks like, 1st and goal from inside the 10-yard line. So a great kick from Trevor Caldwell sent Noah Bearshield back a couple of yards. Fielded the kick over his head and then turned on the jets, found a little bit of a lane, and was able to jet up the far sideline. Good job by Landon Bame keeping the effort on the field And so they're going to say he was able to tightrope the sideline a little bit further past the 10. They're going to mark it 1st and goal from just outside the 5. Ball is set up on the right hash. Heavy set look here for the Gorillas. Luke Stukel alongside Lincoln Jurasek. Landon Kaiser in motion. Hand off to Stukel up the middle. He's met by some Buffaloes right past the line of scrimmage. It'll be a gain of a couple.
Stukel with the carry, brought down by Myers.
Couple Buffaloes slow to get up after the hard contact. You could hear that one all the way up here, even with this thick headset on. If there is one thing this Gorilla team will do, it is bring the power. Couple of loud pops already here in tonight's game. That's the romantic part of football, the sound of the pads clacking. Snap taken, play action fake from Jurasek, rolling out to his left, going to fire to a wide open Colt Kaiser, who was traversing the goal line, caught the ball for the touchdown, and it's 16-6 on our Wegner Auto scoreboard. The Gorillas find the answer, and they'll look to go for 2 to try to cut this deficit in half. Great answer from Gregory. So Luke Stukel peering back at the sideline alongside Jurasek gets the call in. They look down at their play cards. Some final instructions from Jurasek to Stukel. They're going to line up in the pistol formation. Kaiser in motion from right to left. Low snap taken, going to be given off. And going to find his way close to the goal line. Did he get across? They're going to say he did not. Tackle made beautifully there from Cash Richardson and Hayden Rogo.
Rogo with the stop.
So Luke Stukel got the carry, got to the goal line, but was met by 2 Buffaloes, and they stalled him right out at the goal line and were able to make sure the 2-point conversion was not converted. So it's 16-6, Stanley County leads. Well, we've got a quick timeout. We'll remind you that Acres Ahead can maximize your farm's earning potential straight from the start. Contact your local Agtegra cooperative today. I'll tell you, on the many road trips we've made doing Stanley County volleyball and football here, I've seen quite a few Agtegra cooperatives along the way. Talked to a couple of the folks. Great people over there at Agtegra. So Stanley County with a 10-point lead here with 3:39 remaining on our Wegner Auto scoreboard in the first quarter.
Deep Creek Angus Ranch, Bank West, Dairy Queen, Beck Motor Company.
Gregory has won the size battle early on in this game. They're just an imposing crew, seen as they're getting off the bus. As we mentioned, a lot of 6-footers on this squad, a lot of real heavy hitters. A couple 265-pounders for the Gorillas. You might remember, folks, we had quite the Wegner Auto scoreboard and sees the Stanley County Buffaloes leading 16-6. They'll get the ball here. Lincoln Jurasek kicks it away with the left foot. Going to be returned by Brendan Bothwell from the 10-yard line. Trying to find a lane to the left side. Now cutting it back towards the middle. Fleet of foot here across the 30. Sidesteps a defender across the 35 before he's wrapped up and taken down at the 37-yard line. So another good return from Brendan Bothwell will give Stanley County good starting field position.
Forced out of bounds by Jurasek. Stanley County starts 1st and 10 at their own.
We'll see what Max Foth in this offense has up their sleeve. Now, I was mentioning that windstorm a couple weeks before the season start took our nice brand new bleachers and crumpled them up like a can of Coca-Cola, tossed them down towards the Missouri River, went over to the Stanley County Fairgrounds in the middle of the night, took some of their bleachers, propped them right on the other side of the field, and that's where our fans are sitting. Big thanks to the Stanley County Fairgrounds. We'll have those bleachers back to you in a couple weeks. Here on 1st and 10, Paxton Deal under center, I formation back behind him. Whit Myers, the fullback, Colton Brady, the setback, and a play-action fake rolling out to the right side. Looking downfield, going to set his feet and fire. Looking for his man way downfield, but incomplete. He was looking for Whit Myers out of the backfield and well covered by that Gorilla defense, finding that little sneak man up the near side. Whit Myers ran a little wheel route. The wheel route is where they run a little out route looking like they're going to try to dump it off low and then cuts it back up the far sideline. The Gregory Gorillas not biting on it. Great coverage downfield by Colt Kaiser. Colt Kaiser is going to win a lot of those jumping battles. They're out at the safety position. Paxton Deal back under center, same formation. I set, going to toss this one here near side. Colton Brady going to cut it up at the hash. He's got near the first down, going to be taken down a yard shy of the 50. We'll see where they mark him. It'll be close. They're going to mark him at about the 49-yard line. So that'll be a yard short. It'll bring up 3rd and 1, and an interesting play call coming here for Max Foth. We know how much it pains him to punt the ball. If they're unable to get the first down here, I would have to believe with a 10-point lead, he's going to want to press the issue. We're going to take a quick look at it. Our head referee, Mr. Dennis Hines, says it's a first down. Buffaloes, no need for measurement. Don't worry, Chain Gang. We'll get you involved here at some point this evening. Paxton Deal on the far hash gets the call, now turns and trots into the huddle. This is quite the front four from Gregory. They've got Zachary James at 6 foot 245 right there in the middle, alongside Rain Kenzie, as we told you, 6'3", 265. Going to be tough to move those guys out of the way and run the football tonight, but the Buffaloes are going to try again, running with Brady. He's going to be wrapped up in the backfield after running into the back of one of his offensive linemen. And right on cue, Zachary James in to wrap up the ball carrier. Landon Kaiser in on the tackle as well for Gregory. And a good crowd here for Gregory as well. You know, talking to Mike Murray, he said this is a football town. Love supporting the team. Doctors even come and work pro bono, helping on the sideline. And he had a great quote. He said, "It takes a community to build a program." I said, "Coach, you must have pulled that one out of a poem. That was gorgeous." Shotgun lining up as Paxton Deal, 2nd and long here after the 2-yard loss. Deal dropping back at a look up, trying to set up the screen, running it back to the near side. High catch made. Beautifully done there from Blaze Frost. He's going to get loose and pick up a couple yards. He'll get close to the first down marker. And good thing Blaze Frost climbed the ladder to get to that one. There was a defender waiting for that floating pass from Paxton Deal, and if he caught that one, he might still be running. But it'll bring up a 3rd down and 2 after the 7-yard gain. Game is probably closer to 8 or 9 yards. But they're going to mark him 2 yards short of the first down marker at another 3rd and short. I don't think Max Foth really minds getting in these 3rd down and short situations. It's the 3rd down and 8 and 9s that he needs to stay away from. Bothwell going to line up way off the line in the slot. Expect him to come in motion. Here he comes from left to right. Paxton Deal going to take this one himself, picking and prodding his way through defenders and finding some daylight through for the first down. That'll be a gain of 5, and the ball is going to be placed at the 36-yard line, actually closer to the 37 now that it's down on the turf, but it's in Gregory territory, and the Buffaloes have a fresh set of downs. Under 2 minutes to play here in the first quarter. A lot of action here in the first quarter. Been one of our longer first quarters. Clock back running again here. And now another whistle on the field. And the 3rd and final timeout taken by Stanley County. So he's burned them all here in the first quarter, but they lead 16-6. We'll be back in 30 seconds after this Agtegra timeout.
Living with Do you want to join one of the oldest established organizations in Fort Pierre? Perhaps you are more interested in protecting the future. Whatever your position, the Fort Pierre Volunteer Fire Department is for you. We are responsible for fire protection in Fort Pierre and Stanley County. Become part of this amazing team by stopping down at the fire hall and discussing enrollment. We are not just limited to adults, as we have a new cadet program for students ages 14 to 18. For more information, click on our banner ad on the homepage. From everyone at the fire hall, go Buffs!
It is indeed electric here out at Stanley County in Fort Pierre, as the Buffaloes with a 10-point lead with 1:08 remaining in the first quarter off our Wegner Auto scoreboard use their 3rd and final timeout. Max Foth used one very early in the quarter, then used one after the 2 penalties on the 2-point conversion and backed him up a total of 10 yards. They did not convert that. They did get a safety on the ensuing drive. And now 1st and 10. Paxton Deal going to line up under center. I formation stacked behind him. Deal turns, takes the snap, going to hand it off to Colton Brady. He's going to muddle his way forward for about 2 yards. Tackle made there by Landon Kaiser. Rain Kenzie also in on the tackle. Colton Brady slow to get up. And that was one of those things that Max Foth and this coaching staff feared, was Colton Brady not being at 100%, but obviously wanting to play. He's going to have to basically be in a wheelchair, all casted up, not to take the field for the Buffaloes. Slow to get up, still in the game. Got some future Stanley County Buffaloes out in the far field behind the end zone playing a little football themselves. Hoping to see their team get their second win on the season tonight. Deal takes a snap from under center, play action fake, got to get rid of it quickly with pressure in his face, fires it up the far sideline. He was looking for Whit Myers, trying to run that wheel route again out of the backfield. And Paxton Deal a little bit shaken up after that play, sagging that right arm and that right shoulder. Injury bug has plagued this team thus far this year. We told you Brendan Bothwell had to miss some time. Case Colda was dealing with an injury. Up in Frederick area, Noah Baldwin was dealing with an illness that came on early Friday morning. He had to play through that. Clearly was not 100%. They were missing Weston Prince and Blaze Frost. Colton Brady dealing with a couple things. Paxton Deal, of course, going down early in that first game against Hill City. Eddie Duffy had to take over at quarterback. So Paxton Deal still in the game at quarterback. And he's going to try to hand this one off to Bothwell. It's going to be a reverse now, looking for the double pass. Throw coming from Weston Prince up the near sideline. It's caught by Paxton Deal at the 15-yard line. And he goes down in a heap. He's still grasping at that right shoulder. It'll be a first down, but a bad sight to see for Stanley County. Still working on that right arm as Paxton Deal is clearly in some pain. So they ran the reverse jet sweep. They got it to Weston Prince. Prince fired it up the near sideline. That was a similar play to how the Stanley County Buffaloes scored their first points against Parkston. Or excuse me, that was against Frederick area. No, it was against Parkston. But nonetheless, they ran a reversal double pass on 4th and 14 that ended up being a touchdown for Stanley County. Frederick area was able to come back after that. We're going to take a quick injury timeout as this quarter has come to an end. They're going to check on Paxton Deal a little bit. We're going to take a quick break. It's 16-6 after one quarter of play here at Ole Williamson Field. The Stanley County Buffaloes lead the Gregory Gorillas. We'll be right back after a 60-second break. You're listening to Stanley County Football on KGFX.
Out here, you learn that to keep growing, you have to keep changing. CHS and the farmers and ranchers we serve know all about change, because together we've changed agriculture. That's why we're the largest farmer-owned cooperative in the country. So farmers own the system they count on, with advantages at every step. From innovative tools that help crops grow, to grain processing expertise, to energy solutions, we create connections to empower agriculture. Learn more at chsinc.com.
Bank West is rooted in South Dakota. Committed to local success. Just like you. We're all connected. In South Dakota. For South Dakota. Convenient, connected, committed. Bank West.
Quarter action coming here from Ole Williamson Field. The Buffaloes hold a 16-6 lead after an incredibly active first quarter. We were just talking up here in the press box. This game kicked off right at 7 o'clock. It's almost 7:45, and we've only played one quarter. That should tell you how good this game has been. Paxton Deal back under center to start the second quarter. Ball at the 15-yard line after the big play. He's still in the game. Ball is loose on the turf. He's going to jump after it. Ball is still on the ground at the 24. It's going to be recovered by Gregory. And Paxton Deal maybe not feeling too good with that right shoulder, unable to field the snap cleanly. It was covered by Zachary James. So Stanley County was knocking on the door. They turned the ball over. And just like that, Gregory, who had their backs up against the wall, now have an opportunity to cut into this deficit. So now a quick flip here. Gregory going to be attacking from left to right on your radio dial. So they'll take a look over at Paxton Deal and his shoulder on the sideline, hope that he's okay and able to continue. We know that Eddie Duffy has got plenty of varsity experience after filling in for Paxton Deal. They're going to hand this one off, does Gregory. Up the middle, it's Landon Kaiser on the carry. He's going to be taken down after a gain of a couple. They'll say that was about a 4-yard gain. Cash Richardson, Hayden Rogo in on the tackle. And it was funny, too. I had yet to meet Mike Murray before our phone call earlier this week. I went down and talked to him before the game, and he just looks, which carries himself like a football. Down in 6 coming. And we figured they would start throwing the ball here at some point to these big receivers. They've got the size advantage. Landon Boehm covering Kaiser. Landon Boehm stands 5'10". As we told you, Colt Kaiser stands a tall 6'5". Landon Boehm going to line up with about 7 yards cushion on Kaiser. Bothwell covering the man outside, Luke Stukel, and now flags on the field. And this will be a false start against Gregory and knock him back 5 yards. Also into the game right now for Stanley County is Tegan Breitag. And to the Breitag family, I also want to apologize. I've been mispronouncing your name for about a month now. But we fixed that. It's good to be back at home. Bring up 1st and 15 now. Ball back in the Gregory side of the 50. Sitting softly at the 47-yard line on the right hash. Lincoln Jurasek lining up in the shotgun. He's got 3 receivers split off to his left side. Quick pass, going to run the bubble screen out to the left side, complete to Jet Eklund. Eklund up the far sideline. He's got one man to beat. It's Case Calda. He's going to pass them at the 20, the 10, 5. Touchdown, Gregory. They are getting the passing game here going early. It's Jet Eklund on the 53-yard scamper after the bubble screen catch, and just like that, the deficit is 4. And Gregory will look to cut it to 2 with a 2-point conversion. So Jet Eklund showing some speed, outrunning Case Calda on the far sideline. And easily our most competitive game thus far this season. So Lincoln Jurasek going to line up in the pistol formation. He's got Luke Stukel lined up behind him. Going to play action fake, try to throw over the middle. It's going to be bobbled a couple times and now dropped by Colt Kaiser. He had that ball in his grips 3 different occasions there on that play. Unable to place his hands around the just falling ball down to the turf. That's one of those that goes slow motion, and all you can do is just do your best to get your hands on the ball. It always seems to elude the ball catcher, though. So the touchdown counts at 16-12 as the Gregory Gorillas have cut into this lead. We'll take a quick 30-second break while both teams get situated. You're listening to Stanley County Football on KGFX.
With our new online loan application, you can go to our website and apply for a loan when it's most convenient for you. We make getting loan approval fast and easy. Our local lenders are available to assist you if you have any questions. We make it pain-free to get that loan you've been wanting. We're an equal housing lender. Oahe Federal Credit Union, your hometown credit union since 1955. Federally insured by NCUA.
Stanley County leads 16-12. We've got some announcements about Stanley County volleyball coming up this week. They've got 2 matches tomorrow, 2 matches upcoming on next week's schedule. Match on Tuesday, match on Thursday. I had the honor of going out to Phillip to call the Stanley County girls volleyball match. We called the JV and the varsity match that week. We were delighted to do so. This one going to be kicked away with the left foot of Jurasek. Going to bounce in front of Landon Boehm at the 25 and going to roll out of bounds and draw a flag. And that'll set up Stanley County around the 35-yard line. Yeah, I had to buy my technical director, Megan Sexton, some lunch. We had broadcast that whole JV game, not realizing it wasn't the varsity game. I had my numbers all mixed up, wondered what was going on, and after 2 games, they started the handshake line. So, no, the varsity game's just getting started a little bit later. So it was a late night, and Phillip, the Stanley County Lady Buffaloes, got the win in 5 sets. And it was worth sticking around for an incredible match. Going on the road, hostile environment. So Stanley County still leads by 4, but Gregory finding a little bit of rhythm here. Late in the first quarter, early into the second quarter. Ball is going to start right at the 35 on the right hash. Case Colda breaks the huddle. Got Noah Baldwin to his right. Hayden Rogo to his left. Tegan Breitag is going to line up at the tight end position with his hand in the dirt. Colton Brady going to line up a couple yards behind Paxton Deal, who's under center. Deal takes the snap, play action fake, looking to pass, firing over the middle. This one's up for grabs, and it's going to fall incomplete. He was looking for Blaze Frost, and Noah Bearshield right in the middle there playing that single high safety position. Got his left hand up and was able to deflect it. That'll bring up 2nd down and 10. So Paxton Deal been able to get some passes off, but not without pressure. So we told you Gregory has the size up front. Mason Janik also lining up at that defensive end position here on the near side for Gregory. Deal calls for the snap, takes it now, rolling out to his right, looking downfield, going to keep this one as a quarterback run, trying to get to the edge, going to be wrapped up and dragged out of play. Luke Stukel in on the tackle. They're going to mark him a gain of maybe a yard, and that'll bring up 3rd and long. So even though Paxton Deal was laboring that right shoulder a little bit, made that pass on 1st down just fine. Nice pass over the middle of the field, just played nicely by Noah Bearshield. Weston Prince checking into the game. Brendan Bothwell also checking in. Landon Bain going to line up down here on the near side. Spread out way wide. He's got 2 receivers lined up to his right. Does Paxton Deal. One of those, Brendan Bothwell, in the slot. Bothwell coming in motion from right to left. Snap taken, looking downfield. Paxton Deal has time. Now has pressure. Going to try to escape. Rolling out to his left. Still looking downfield. Buying time. Now off 1 foot. Going to throw. This ball is batted up into the air. Almost an incredible one-handed interception made by Noah Bearshield, but it falls incomplete. Brendan Bothwell, the intended receiver on that play, and he is still down. So they're going to call for the medical team to come out, and we are going to take a short break while they attend to Brendan Bothwell. We'll be back after this on KGFX.
For over 70 years, Pitt's Design Build has earned our reputation locally for serving communities across South Dakota. We provide design and building services for schools, hospitals, churches, commercial offices, multifamily housing, and so much more. Pitt's Design Build is conveniently located in Pierre, Mitchell, and Sioux Falls to serve you and your organization. We bring value to our clients by facilitating the design and/or construction process. Give us a call today and check us out at pittsdesignbuild.com for a free building consultation.
We connect people. Have been for 100 years or so. How we get that done? Well, that won't always be the same. But why we connect people? Not in a million years is that ever going to change. We didn't build the communities that made South Dakota. No. We just brought them together.
What if we said a bank isn't a place to lock up money? It's a place to set it free. What if the point of banking wasn't to bank at all, but to put your ideas to work? What if your bank asked, what if, a little more? Well, what if we told you we do? We're American Bank and Trust, where what if meets why not? If you're ready to change what you get out of banking, start a relationship with us. What if you made the move today?
The Stanley County Buffaloes, the last thing that they need is yet another injury. So Paxton Deal will be on to punt this one away for the Buffaloes. He stands at the 25-yard line. High snap, fielded nicely by Deal. Going to boot this one away. Low end-over-end kick. Going to bounce once at the 40. And now be fielded at the 30. And going to be wrapped up quickly in Case Colda with beautiful kick coverage. Makes the tackle on Luke Stukel. And they'll mark him at the 34-yard line. So that's where Gregory will start. They've yet to lead in this game. They have trailed. The largest deficit was 16-6. Correction, it was 16-0, and then they got the touchdown. I don't know where I'd be without this broadcast booth team up here. I'll tell you what. What's a play-by-play broadcaster without his crew? And a big shout-out to Megan Sexton for doing all the hard work back in the studio. So the Stanley County Buffaloes got the scoring started early. It was Brendan Bothwell and Paxton Deal on the first play of the game, going 73 yards, 14 seconds in. And we had another nice play from the Buffaloes as well to get them up 16. Of course, the safety play made by the Stanley County defense. That other touchdown came from a Paxton Deal rushing score. Colton Brady got the 2-point conversion. He rolled out to his right, looked like he was going to pass the ball for the first time this season out of that 2-point conversion lineup, and then he said, okay, I see a little bit of a lane. I'm going to take this one myself. So Gregory will start at their own 35-yard line after the nice kick coverage from Case Colda. Ball is marked on the left hash. Gregory's offense still in the huddle. Stanley County waiting patiently as they're spread out defensively. So Stanley County got started fast, but Gregory has stopped the bleeding well. Answered back with 12 points of their own. They trail 12-16. 8:57 to play in the first half on our Wegner Auto scoreboard. Gorillas are lined up in the pistol set, still looking down at their play card. Jed Eklund in motion from right to left in that up slot position, going to hand this one off and corralled at the line. Noah Baldwin in on the tackle. That was Landon Kaiser with the carry. He's dropped for a loss of 2. Ball still placed on that left hash over there. 2nd and 12. Spread out formation now. Lincoln Jurasek, the lone player in the backfield. He's got 2 receivers split out to the right, 1 lined up in the slot. He brings Landon Kaiser in motion, going to drop back to pass, firing it over the middle. Got a man off the fingertips of Jed Eklund. And if he caught that one, he had nothing but green grass ahead.
Pass intended for Eklund.
Beautiful pass over the middle from Jurasek, just a little bit out of reach of Eklund. So now a big 3rd down coming for Stanley County. Would love to get off the field if you're the Buffaloes and get an opportunity to try to extend this lead going into the half. Stanley County got the ball to start the game, so the Gorillas will have it to start the second half. We'll see what the Gorillas want to do. Wouldn't be surprised if they went after Colt Kaiser here, who's covered by Landon Bame. He is now the only receiver out to the right, rolling out here to the right side, looking to throw is Jurasek. Now he's going to keep it himself. He's going to take it across the 45, across the 40, now near the 45. He's going to be a yard short of the first down, and that's going to bring up an interesting 4th down decision here for Mike Murray and this Gorillas offense. So Jurasek, who is their team's punter, waiting for the call. And it looks like they are going to go for this one. Wishbone formation setting up behind Jurasek. Heavy stacked up at the line for the Buffaloes. Play action fake, rolling out to the right side. Going to fire it and find his man, Colt Kaiser, for the first down. Breaking a couple tackles across the Stanley County 45 down to the 41-yard line. It was defended beautifully by Stanley County on the play action fake, but Jurasek able to get the ball out quickly and find his safety blanket, Colt Kaiser, so they convert the 4th down and 1 and keep the chains moving. So the ball at the 41-yard line of Stanley County. They're going to run out of the same formation, that wishbone set. They're going to hand this one off to Kaiser, and he's going to be met right at the line of scrimmage. A beautiful play made by Case Colda. That's going to be a loss of about a yard. So this Stanley County defense doing a nice job keeping those inside lanes sealed up, not getting too far upfield on the outsides, and creating space. Space is the key here in 9-man football. If you can get things out wide, if you can open up the field a little bit and use some speed, you are going to find success. They're going to line up Colt Kaiser as the third receiver out to the left. Two receivers inside of him in the slot position, both off the line. Taking the snap, now pressured, rolling out to his left. Jurasek looking downfield, going to fire over the middle, and it's going to fall incomplete. He was looking for Colt Kaiser. And good defense there from Hayden Rogo and Case Kolda, who dropped back to defend the pass. No pressure there, really, aside from the instant pressure provided by Blaze Frost from the middle. So now a 3rd and nearly 13 coming for Gregory. Of course, they don't need to get all of this yardage here. They can just make it a more manageable 4th down if they can find the yardage. Lining up in the deep pistol. Kaiser lined up only a yard behind Jurasek. Play action fake, rolling out to his right, looking, firing with force, and that's going to be incomplete. He was looking for Colt Kaiser along the sideline, trying to do his best Devontae Adams impression and tiptoe and make the catch, but it was incomplete, and that'll bring up 4th and long. So Jurasek now heading back across his side of the 50, and he'll line up in the shadow of the 45 to punt this one away for Landon Boehm. Stanley County lined up in the punt safe formation, so not going to come after it, going to try to prevent any trick plays here. And for those listening, the punt safe formation, normally when you see the punt, you've got everybody lined up at the line, but punt safe is more of a defensive look. Snap is going back to Jurasek. He surveys, boots this one away. Spiraling kick going to go over the head of Landon Boehm. Bounce at the goal line, twirl a couple times, and roll into the end zone for a touchback.
Jurasek's punt sails into the end zone. Stanley County will start.
So that is one advantage you could use as a punter with this thick grass, is try to land it and get it to stop. If you're a golfer, you know that once your golf ball hits that thick rough, it's not going very far. So Jurasek trying to pin the Buffaloes deep, but it bounces into the end zone, and the Stanley County team will start at their own 20. 6:09 to play here in the first half. Stanley County leads 16-12. Buffs breaking the huddle. Paxton Deal going to line up in shotgun. Got Colton Brady offset to his left. Looking left, looking right. Deal waiting for the snap. Play action fake now, going to try to carry this one himself, coming to the near side. Colt Kaiser giving chase, going to run him out of bounds inside the 20, back at the 18-yard line, so a loss of 2. Good coverage there from the outside by Colt Kaiser.
Loss of 2 on the play brings up 2nd and 12 for the Buffaloes.
So Stanley County, again, no rush. Taking plenty of time here. Such an advantage not playing from behind. You get to run your offense the way that you want to do it. You're able to use the clock. Stanley County breaks the huddle. They're going to line up in the I formation. Whitmire's back there at fullback where he loves to be. Deal under center, low below Case Kolda. Going to toss this one out to the far side. Colton Brady trying to find an edge. Finds a little bit of a lane. Picks up about 7 yards. And sets up a more manageable 3rd down. He gets out to about the 25-yard line with that sweeping run out to the right side. Ball's going to be placed on the right hash, the far side hash for us. As if you're familiar with the press box here on the opposite side of the Stanley County sideline. Third down and 5. Paxton Deal in the shotgun. He's got Landon Boehm lined up on the left hash out to his left. He brings a man in motion. They're going to fake the sweep, going to take it himself and pick up the first down. Does Paxton Deal, going to be twirled down with a tackle around the upper. And now the ball has apparently come loose, and they're going to say that it's Gregory football. Didn't see the fumble in the muddle of the white jerseys, and Paxton Deal going down to the ground. He was taken down pretty heavily there, and the ball came loose on the tackle. So Gregory with another forced turnover. And they're going to get the ball with outstanding field position at the Stanley County 33. So Paxton Deal picked up the first down but lost the football, and the Gorillas hopped on top of it. We didn't even realize it was a fumble until the Gorillas team started pointing their direction. So Jurasek going to line up with backs to his left and his right. In the shotgun, takes the low snap, going to hand this one off. Up the middle goes Kaiser, I believe. And he'll pick up a couple yards, maybe got 4. That was Luke Stuckel on the carry. Kaiser was out in front of him blocking. Gorilla team waiting to get their call from Mike Murray from their near side sideline. You got to tip your cap to head coach Mike Murray. As we said, he started this season with 16 players. They got down to 14. So virtually zero depth early on, but they were able to keep battling. Jurasek now play action fake, going to drop back, firing it over the middle into heavy coverage and almost intercepted by Paxton Deal. He was looking for Colt Kaiser, but there was Weston Prince, Paxton Deal, and Whit Myers in the area. Dangerous pass play. And the Buffaloes almost got it back, but it'll bring up 3rd down and a long 5. And Colt Kaiser wants his team to take a timeout here. We'll see if Mike Murray obliges. And now Colt Kaiser's going to have to turn back, head back into the huddle. Wait a little bit longer for his water break. 3rd down and 5. Ball at the 28-yard line of Stanley County. Jurasek takes the snap, going to take it and roll out to the right side, trying to find the option, waiting patiently, going to take it himself across the 20-yard line and be taken down. That'll be plenty for the first down to move the chains. Paxton Deal in on the tackle for the Buffaloes. That gets him down to the 18 of Stanley County with 4:09 and counting here. So they're going to spread the offense out. Going to line up Luke Stuckel as the lone receiver out to the left. He's got Landon Kaiser to his right alongside Colt Kaiser. Coming in motion here. Now play action fake. Going to roll out to the left and be wrapped up before he could get rid of the ball. It was Noah Baldwin with the sack. That'll be a huge loss. Losing almost 7 yards on that play. Going to push him back all the way to the 25. So Noah Baldwin flying up into the backfield. They brought Stuckel in motion from the left and then turned him back around trying to redirect the defense, but Noah Baldwin split through the tackle and the center. And Jurasek couldn't do anything but protect the football as Noah Baldwin was right there in his lap when he looked up downfield. So now waiting to get the play in. Jurasek is not going to get the snap off. We're going to get a timeout here from the Gregory Gorillas with exactly 3 minutes to play in the first half. We're going to take our AgTegra timeout with them. We'll be back in 30 seconds after this short break. You're listening to Stanley County Football on KGFX.
The Corner Station Convenience Store and the Crossing Pub are both conveniently located on Pleasant Drive in Pierre, South Dakota. At the Corner Station, grab your favorite hot and cold beverages and snacks while filling your vehicle up with Cenex brand gasoline. The Corner Station also features a super tunnel car wash to keep your vehicle sparkling clean. At the Crossing, grab a cold beverage and check out their selection of appetizers while watching the Stanley County Buffaloes and Pierre Governors live on their big screen televisions. Best of luck to all area students from the Corner Station and the Crossing.
Stanley County with the 16-12 lead here late in the first half. 3 minutes to play on our Wegner Auto scoreboard. Gregory still in the huddle here near side. Stanley County in the far side with the huddle with Max Foth. Noah Baldwin got the sack. Loss of 7 yards there on first down. Will set up the 2nd and 17. Picture perfect night here in Fort Pierre. The sun set behind the hills. Got a beautiful haze, just kind of cutting light, blending into the blue sky. The outline of the mountains is all you can see in the distance. A football player's dream here tonight. Hot day in Pierre. Cooling down nicely. Creeping into the 70s here. Here comes second down and 17. Jurasek brings a man in motion from his left to his right. Now rolling out to his right, looking downfield, wanting to pass. Now he's going to bring it down and take it, and he's going to be run out of bounds. They're going to say he picked up a yard, maybe 2, but that'll bring up third and a long 17 yards. Ball right at the 25-yard line for the Gorillas. They're going to place it down on the right hash. Getting the commands from Mike Murray, head coach. Again, this is kind of a play where you don't need all the yardage. You just want to make a fourth down more manageable for your offense. Kaiser comes in motion from right to left, and now a flag on the field. And it looks like we'll get a false start here for Gregory, making this more difficult to pick up.
False start against the Gorillas.
So 3rd and 17, now 3rd and 22. Not a lot of plays in the playbook for down and distance of this length. And if I'm Mike Murray, I say, look, we've got 6'5" out there with Colt Kaiser on the edge. Let's just throw it up to him, see if he can make a play. Landon Bain going to be covering Kaiser out here to the right side. Kaiser's the only receiver out here to the right. Pistol set with Kaiser only a yard back. Behind Jurasek, play action fake, pressured in his face from Breitag. Now throwing downfield, looking for Kaiser in the end zone, and he's got him for the touchdown. So 3rd and 22, what do? Throw it to the big man, and it works. The Gorillas have taken an 18-16 lead with 2:54 to play in the first half, and they'll look to extend that to 4 here. So Jurasek, with pressure in his face from Breitag, rolls out, makes up a play on his own, and he fires it to the back of the end zone where Colt Kaiser was waiting, and he made the catch. So Noah Bearshield going to line up in the backfield behind Jurasek. They're going to line up with a bunch formation off to the right side. Taking the snap, rolling out to the right is Jurasek. He's got a man wide open. It's Bearshield. It's actually Eklund, and it goes right through the hands of Jed Eklund. So he had it, just couldn't hold on to it. So the lead for the Gorillas will stay at 2. It's 18-16. Gregory leads. Stanley County will get the ball back here 30 seconds from now. You're listening to Stanley County Football on KGFX.
Titan Machinery is actively hiring service technicians to our Case IH team in Highmore, Miller, and Pierre. Whether you are an experienced technician or looking to start your career, Titan has a spot for you. Earn a competitive pay with the potential to make upwards of 6 figures. Titan Machinery offers company HSA and 401k contributions, free single health care. For more information, log into titanmachinery.com/careers or contact Titan Machinery, your Case IH dealer at 701-356-0130.
Wind Circle, operating since...
The Buffs trail by 2 here with 2:54 to play on our Wegner Auto scoreboard. It's 18-16. Gregory leads Stanley County. Got off to a hot start, got the 16-0 lead, but it's been all Gregory since that point. A couple of turnovers have assisted them. A turnover assisted that drive there after the Paxton Deal fumble, after the quarterback run. Picked up the first down, and then he lost the football. Gregory was back to 3rd and 22 there, but found Colt Kaiser in the end zone for the touchdown. So Jurasek on to kick this one away. Landon Bain waiting back to return. Going to bounce a couple times. Going to roll up and be fielded by Cash Richardson. He's going to run into the muddle. Now turns and brings it back to the near side. Trying to find a lane across the 40. Going to be tripped up across the 45. So a really nice job there by Cash Richardson to change direction, come back here near side, find a little bit of running room, and push it up on the field. Jed Eklund in on the tackle for Gregory. And Stanley County with some outstanding field position at their own 47-yard line. Barring the free kick after the safety, this is the best starting field position for Stanley County thus far tonight. attacking right to left on our radio dial, right in front of us here in line with the press box. Case Cole to hand on the ball. Paxton Deal in the shotgun, moves Brady to his right. Takes the snap, now redirecting it to Brady up the middle. He's going to be wrapped up and dropped in the backfield. Beautiful play made there by Zachary James. Zachary James, who's been nursing what looks like an injury on the near side sideline for the Gorillas, back into this ball game. So Stanley County trying to run it back into the teeth of that defense to no avail. That'll bring up 2nd down and 11 as he lost a yard on that carry. Looked like Mason Janik also in on that tackle. Mason Yannick in playing for Paul Sinclair, who's out tonight with an injury. Mason Yannick, a junior, plays offensive and defensive line at 5'10", 180. Fills out the pads much more than that. They're going to give this one to Colton Brady, who finds a little bit of a lane up the middle, powering his way forward for a gain of 7, maybe 8. And that'll bring up a manageable 3rd down and 4.
Gain of 7 on the play brings up 3rd and a long.
So ball now inside the Gregory side of the 50. Paxton Deal going to go under center. Offset I formation right behind him. Whitmire's the fullback. Brady the setback. Play action fake. Paxton has time. Fires over the middle. In and out of the hands and picked off by Colt Kaiser. He was looking for his receiver, Blaze Frost, and it went right through his wickets, and Kaiser still on the return. Pass across the 50 down to the 45. So Blaze Frost had the ball in his hands for the 1st down. A nice throw from Paxton Deal, but it slipped right through the gloves, and Colt Kaiser goes down and makes kind of an immaculate reception type catch off the shoelaces. This one we could see clearly. So you know the immaculate reception was has a little bit of question marks around that one. Franco Harris making the play for the Steelers. He says he made the catch. The statue in the Pittsburgh airport says he makes the catch. They're going to start here inside Stanley County territory at the 45. Jurasek takes the snap, now rolling to his right, going to fire way downfield. He's got a man behind the defense. It's Colt Kaiser. And that's going to be another touchdown for Kaiser. Cash Richardson and Blaze Frost back there in defense. It's actually, Weston Prince and Cash Richardson. They had their eyes in the backfield. Colt Kaiser able to slip behind them and found himself wide open in the end zone for another deep pass and touchdown play from Jurasek to Kaiser. So they extend the lead now 24-16. Going to look for the 2-point conversion attempt here. So they can strike quick. And they did that just right there. So they're going to line up on the left hash for the 2-point try. And they're going to run with the swinging gate here as the offensive line's lined up to the left, and they're going to try to snap it with the single center. Jurasek rolling out to his right, looking at the back of the end zone. It's incomplete. He was looking for Colt Kaiser. The swinging gate is an interesting formation. They line up with the one center on one side of the field. They run the entire offensive line over to the left side of the field. They line up with a back behind the offensive line that does not have the football. Jurasek lined up behind the center, the only single-set center. They did snap it to him. He rolled out looking for Colt Kaiser. What that does is it just kind of diverts the attention to the far side of the field where all of the offensive line is, and sometimes defenses who haven't seen that play on film don't really know how to attack it. Stanley County did a good job there, though, defending Colt Kaiser, as they're going to have to do for the rest of this game if they want to try and get the win here. 50 seconds left remaining in our first half. Gregory leads 24-16 as they have scored 24 unanswered. And Stanley County here, with no timeouts and less than a minute remaining, are going to do their best to try to get in scoring position. It'll be interesting to see how Max Foth attacks this drive here. Going into the half, and we'll talk about this in our halftime show, there's got to be some sort of address to the turnover issues here. Paxton Deal has dropped the ball on the ground a couple times. He's been playing with a little bit of an injury there as he was laboring that right shoulder, so that probably addressed it. And then that pass that went through the hands of Blaze Frost on that last drive, he wants to have that one back, but he'll get plenty of opportunities in our second half. Jurasek going to line to kick this one up. Gets the whistle, makes sure his teammates are ready, boots it away, low bouncing kick. Going to be fielded at the 20 by Landon Bain. Bain bringing it here to the near side, trying to get around some tacklers. Going to bring it across the 25. He'll be dragged down at the 27-yard line. And the tackle was made there by Jess Vanderpool.
Bain with the return. Vanderpool with the tackle. Stanley County starts first.
So Stanley County,
their 28-yard line.
With 44 seconds remaining. It'll be interesting to see what they want to do, and it'll be interesting to see how Gregory plays their defensive look here. I would imagine with the height that they've got, maybe play some prevent defense. Stanley County, of course, as we just mentioned, exhausted their timeouts here in the first half, in the first quarter, rather. Their last timeout was used halfway through the first quarter. Paxton Deal going to line up under center. I formation. They're going to run this one with Colton Brady, see if he can just break one off. He's going to cross the 30, out across the 35, across the 40, and going to be run out of bounds to stop the clock. And a late hit flag is going to come in and assist the Buffaloes with 15 more yards.
There is a flag on the play.
So a couple of Gregory Gorillas in on the tackle, including Zachary Wheeler, Cruz Clunt, and Landon Kaiser. I believe the flag is going to go against Landon Kaiser for the late hit. Colton Brady was being dragged out of bounds, and he got about a yard past that line, an out-of-bounds marker, and he was pushed in the back with some force by, like I said, I believe Landon Kaiser. Don't want to falsely accuse any Gorillas. But that'll be enough to move it inside of Gorilla territory down to about the 41, 42-yard line. So a gift there from Gregory gets the Buffaloes inside the 50. That play went out of bounds at just inside the 45 of Stanley County. It's now I formation again, 35 seconds remaining in the first half. Paxton Deal under center. Going to drop back, play action fake, dropping back to pass, looking, firing downfield. He's got a man, and it's going to fall just in front of his intended receiver. He was looking for Cash Richardson, heavy coverage downfield, 29 seconds to play now here in the first half. And Colton Brady knows if you're going to give him the ball and run it off, get as much as you can, then get out of bounds to stop the clock. And we've seen Colton Brady knock off some huge runs here in this 2024 campaign. They would love another one here to try and give them an opportunity to tie this game up as they trail by 8 here with 30 seconds to play in the first half. Paxton Deal under center, I formation, going to hand this one off to Brady, running it up the middle. He's going to be tackled after a gain of about 2. And now some more extracurriculars, and another flag comes in on the field. Rain Kenzie now going to be tagged with this penalty for the late hit. The tackle came well after the whistles, so it was the right call by the referee. Rain Kenzie just playing some aggressive football there and catches the penalty. And now with 20 seconds left, they're going to march this one 15 yards further into Gregory territory. So the ball was placed just inside the shadow of the 40-yard line and now is going to go all the way down to about the 25. So Stanley County, who really just had ideas of trying to get lucky and break off a big play, have been assisted by 2 personal foul penalties, totaling in 30 penalty yards for Gregory. And now they are close to being in scoring position. Paxton Deal going to go under center, I formation. Toss out to the right side. Colton Brady going to run the double pass. Going to fire downfield, looking for his man in the end zone. It's going to be batted around and almost intercepted. He was looking for Landon Bain. The Gregory defense did not bite. Lincoln Jurasek back there in coverage for Gregory. So that'll bring up 2nd down and 10 with 13 seconds to play in the half. We'll recap you on all the action in our CHS River Plains halftime show. It has been jam-packed with big plays here in the first half from both sides. This game got started off with big plays right from the start. Paxton Deal now in the shotgun, 2nd and 10 with 13 seconds to play in the half. Paxton Deal takes the snap, rolling out, firing to the left side, and it's going to be picked off and intercepted. And now coming back the other way, Jed Eklund. He's going to come up the near side. That is a holding, and it's we'll see if it's called. Jed Eklund going to be taken down at the 35-yard line. There was a hold on Colton Brady that was not flagged. And now with 0 seconds, we'll see if they're going to mark 1 second on the clock here. But you can't argue with the idea for the play. They were just trying to get the play and get a ball down towards the end zone. Eklund stepped in front of the pass from Paxton Deal and picked it off. And that'll bring us to the end of the first half. So it's been action-packed, 24-16 lead. The Gorillas lead here after 2 quarters of play. We'll be right back and bring you more action on our CHS River Plains halftime show. You're listening to Stanley County Football on KGFX.
1995. We combine quality customer service and experience with the right technology to meet your needs. Our cybersecurity certified technicians will make sure your systems are secure. Services offered are video and data cabling, service and support contracts, cutting-edge camera systems to door security devices. WindCircle has many hardware options: Dell, HP, Cisco, SonicWall, and Ruckus, to name a few. Our staff has over 30 years of combined network design and cabling experience at your disposal. Call us today, 605-224-1111, and request a free quote. Again, that's 605-224-1111.
Dano's Marine in Fort Pierre is your one-stop shop for all things boats and watercraft. They are your local Vexus and Alumacraft boat dealer, some of the best boats on the water. Dano's also offers a full line of services to maintain your boat out of the water so you can enjoy more time on the water. Their certified technicians proudly service Yamaha, Mercury, and Evergreen motors. Stop in today to visit about your next watercraft. Dano's Marine, proud sponsor of Pierre and Fort Pierre athletics and events.
Graham Tire of Pierre is your premier hometown shop, specializing in tires to fit vehicles, from ATVs to large farm equipment and everything in between. At your tire store next door, you can find a plethora of brand name tires that range from 4 to 10 ply and much more. Our highly skilled technicians can handle brakes, heating, and air conditioning. Call us today at 224-8.
When you're thinking of a new or used car, motorcycle, pickup, or RV, think of us. We make all sorts of vehicle loans. We can set you up with payments that fit your budget. So if you have getting some new wheels in mind, stop by and see us. We'll get you the right loan. Dakota Plains Federal Credit Union, federally insured by NCUA. We're big on you.
We're small enough to know your name, but we're big on you.
Do you have a new pair of jeans or a favorite shirt with a small tear or hole? Or your winter coat has a broken zipper? Don't throw them away. Call Lila Briggs Sewing and Embroidery in Fort Pierre to have your items fixed as good as new. They also provide hemming, other sewing services, as well as custom embroidery for a truly professional look and design. Lila Briggs Sewing and Embroidery is a proud supporter of all Stanley County school activities and wishes the student athletes the best of luck in the school year.
Explore the 2023 Lincoln Navigator at Capital City Ford in Lincoln. Every time you approach your Lincoln, you'll receive a re-carpet welcome. Twin turbocharged 3.5 V6 engine with auto start stop technology, you'll travel confidently with technology that meets all your needs. Now you can get the 2023 Navigator for 5.9% at 72 months. Stop in to see the full vehicle lineup at Capital City Ford in Lincoln. Capital City Ford in Pierce, South Dakota.
Play, the Gregory Gorillas are up 24-16 on our man Brian Menning on the camera work, doing a great job tonight. I'm Justin Coward, broadcasting you live from Ole Williamson Field. As I mentioned, 24-16, the Gorillas lead over Stanley County from that first half, and it was action straight from the start. Started with Paxton Deal bombing a 73-yard pass down the far sideline to his very own and is really his number one receiver there, as Paxton Deal looked down the field, and it was just a beautiful pass up the far sideline, as we said, 73 yards to Brendan Bothwell. Brendan Bothwell did suffer an injury in that first half, had to come off the field under his own power, but it was taking him a while to get over to that far sideline. As we look down at the Stanley County Buffaloes huddling in the left side end zone. It looks like Brendan Bothwell has the shoulder pads off. I'm going to go ahead and assume that his night is done. Then Stanley County got the safety play as Lincoln Jurasek was not ready for the snap. It went over his head. There was really nothing he could do about it as Stanley County hustled into the end zone, tackled the Gorilla ball player with the ball in his hands, and that forced the safety. So the Buffs went up 8-0. And then later on in the drive, Paxton Deal decided to run it in himself, and he found the back of the end zone with the quarterback sneak. And that is how they got up to 16. Now, Gregory found themselves in a 16-0 hole, but they bounced back strong. And it was Jet Eklund on a long screen pass up the far sideline, using his speed to outrun Case Kolda. That's what the Gregory Gorillas were able to do to get their scoring started. And then they just kept finding and feeding Colt Kaiser on the back end. Colt Kaiser scored the last 2 touchdowns for Gregory. And now as we look ahead at the second half for what this Stanley County team needs to do to try to climb back into this ball game, one thing that they've got to do is they've got to limit the turnovers. The turnover problem has been a bugaboo not only in this game but all season long for Stanley County. It's been missed snaps, it's been on the handoffs, a couple of interceptions. Now the last one from Paxton Deal there at the end of the half was really him just trying to make a play happen with the seconds ticking off of the clock, throwing it into the end zone, and the Jet Eklund interception. But, of course, the Paxton Deal fumble, the interception that went through Blaze Frost's hands into the hands of Colt Kaiser, and just some missed handoffs. So a couple fumbles that did not get turned over, but still, the sloppy play for Stanley County has got to be cleaned up if they want to fight back and get back into this ball game. For Gregory, who got punched in the mouth early, they got back up off the mat and answered with 24 unanswered points. For them, one thing that they've got to do is stay away from the penalties. 2 personal foul penalties there on the last drive gave Stanley County the opportunity to get down in scoring position. Now, it didn't tag them and hurt them with the score, but as this game continues on, those penalties could come back to haunt them if they are to continue. And what they need to do, too, is just keep feeding the ball to Colt Kaiser. He is incredibly tough to defend. He is a tall player. It's standing at 6'5", and able to get back behind defenses. Now switching over to that Stanley County defense, one thing that their safeties have to do that got them bit in the backside on that first half was they were looking into the backfield while they're 30 yards back, and Colt Kaiser able to get back behind them. And one of those things that Max Foth has been preaching to his defenders is play the ball, play the player, and then just see the ball deflect it. You can't let Colt Kaiser get back in behind you as he was able to do in that first half for the score. Again, on our Wegner Auto scoreboard, as we're about 8 minutes away from kicking off our second half, the Gorillas lead 24-16 over the Stanley County Buffaloes. We'll be back in 3 minutes. We'll look ahead at the second half. You're listening to the CHS River Plains Halftime Show on KGFX.
Stay at Mobridge Country Inn and Guide Service, locally owned on Highway 12 and 20 West. Enjoy clean linens, plenty of amenities, and a comfortable stay with authentic country hospitality. The inn is within walking distance to most of the town's attractions. Guests can enjoy continental breakfast, barbecue grills, HD cable TV, microwaves, refrigerators, free Wi-Fi, and much more throughout the property. Book guided fishing trips through the front desk. Proud supporter of all South Dakota high school activities.
This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in South Dakota. This is sportsmanship. School sports. It's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message presented by the South Dakota High School Activities Association and the South Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Advertising can be a struggle. Where to spend your money? Are you reaching the right audience? If you are looking for an effective method that reaches a large fan base at once, then here's your ticket with Live Ticket TV. With over 90 schools in the state of South Dakota, we can help you advertise locally with just your team or reach the region and state. Plus, a portion of all sales go directly back to the school. Get a hold of Todd Sandel today and let's get started in building your brand with Live Ticket TV.
Have you thought about utilizing a John Deere Financial multi-use account? Visit with Grossenberg Implement today. It's a convenient, easy way to increase your purchasing power and get more flexible payment options, such as no interest, no payment for those that qualify, a John Deere Financial multi-use account, money-saving finance offers to keep your cash flow flowing. For more details, go to grossenberg.com.
Service Master of Pier is your go-to service experts for a wide variety of cleaning needs. Since 2003, we have developed the most effective methods and products to service virtually every type of industry. We're known for our exceptional carpet and upholstery cleaning, but did you know we also offer cleaning of all types of flooring, along with providing fire and water restoration, commercial cleaning, janitorial services, and construction cleanup. Service Master of Pier is a proud sponsor of TF Riggs Governors and Lady Govs, as well as Stanley County Buffaloes and Lady Buffs activities.
Agriculture is like no other business, which makes Farm Credit Services of America like no other lender. Owned by the farmers and ranchers we serve, our customers have a voice in how we work, a stake in what we do, and share in our success. Discover a lender that works for you at Farm Credit Services of America.
Second half here in Fort Pierce, the Stanley County Buffaloes trail 24-16 to the Gregory Gorillas. And quite a first half it was. We told you all the scoring action got started early with Brendan Bothwell and Paxton Deal connecting on 73 yards for the pass and catch for the touchdown. Stanley County got up 16-0, and 24 unanswered from the Gorillas puts us at our 24-16 score on our Wegner Auto scoreboard. You know, folks, I love to highlight some of the great things that our visiting teams do as they, visiting teams or teams we travel to. And I always ask the coaches, I say, what's one thing that you want us to talk about that you're very proud of that your team does? And talking to Coach Mike Murray, he said, look, like I said, and I mentioned this earlier in our broadcast, but he said Gregory is a football town. They love supporting the team, as we can see from the massive crowd that they brought on the road today. And he says that his team will go to the hospitals and visit some cancer patients of some alumni from Gregory. There's one player in specific that the entire team went to visit. He's battling bone cancer. He's a lifelong Gregory football fan, and I'm sure that his spirits were highly lifted when the entire Gregory football team came by to visit him. So he said he's just proud of his team. And you got to also, as we've already mentioned, but I still want to highlight, this team started with only 16 players and then went down to 14 due to injury in week 2. This is 9-man football. That only leaves you with 5 players in depth, which is virtually nothing. So he says he wants his team to keep battling, and we saw them carry that message there in the first half as they kept battling after getting down 16-0. Our 3-minute clock has been set. We'll be back in 2 minutes as we bring you into the second half of this great football game here at Ole Williamson Field under the lights here between Stanley County and Gregory. You're listening to Stanley County Football on KGFX.
Lucky for us, life is full of choices, big and small. They define us, make us who we are. And when it comes time for you to choose, a car, home, your next big adventure, or start a new business, Farmers Union Insurance has the variety of coverage options to protect each perfect moment. Farmers Union Insurance. Contact your local Farmers Union Insurance agent today.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 57,000 participants here in South Dakota who take part in high school sports or activities.
John Hoffman Electric is your neighborhood electrical service contractor, and so much more. No job is too big or too small for our team of professionals. We pride ourselves on keeping up with new technologies, such as Aerial, an augmented reality visual tool used to customize and experience a finished space before breaking ground. So whether you're building new or renovating a home, farm, or commercial space, let John Hoffman Electric light the way. John Hoffman is a proud sponsor of all local activities broadcast on Live Ticket TV.
CoreCares helps individuals stay at home by offering caregiving, nursing, and medical alert systems in over 55 communities in South Dakota. Specializing in tasks like bathing, meal prep, and medication setups, our well-trained staff delivers exceptional care. We invest in our team through customized training and comprehensive benefits. To learn more about job opportunities or services, visit our website at corecares.com. CoreCares, proudly serving our community.
Broken from the end zone to our left, and the Gorillas are warming up in the end zone to our right with less than a minute away from kicking off the second half here at Ole Williamson Field. That was our CHS River Plains halftime show. Big thanks to our KGFX sports sponsor, Venture Communications, our sports video sponsors at Bauman Lumber. Megan Sexton back in the booth, doing all the hard work tonight, pushing all the buttons, keeping us up on air. Brian Menning doing the great camera work for us on drgnews.com via live ticket. I'm Justin Cowart broadcasting to you live on a gorgeous, gorgeous night here in Fort Pierre. If you're not at the game, you still have time as we're about to kick off the second half. The Gorillas lead 24-16 over Stanley County. Across the river back in Pierre, the Govs have a 6-0 lead in their game. As that one is equally exciting, I'm sure. Not as many points, but Pierre, after that loss last week to Watertown on the road, at Brookings trying to get the win. I say across the river. Of course, they're on the road. I'm still getting acquainted here with all the geographical landscape in the beautiful state of South Dakota. Actually, correction on that one. The Govs are actually losing 6-0 at Brookings, so trying to fight back and get that win. So some great action happening in Brookings. Great action happening here in Fort Pierre as the Stanley County Buffaloes, as we told you, after a long slew of road trip games, had to go on the road to Parkston, play the defending 9AA state champs. And they hit the road again up to Redfield, to Frederick area, and then Redfield, where they got their first 44-8 win of the season. Gregory won the toss, deferred to the second half, so they will receive our kickoff here to begin things as our clock is reset. Trevor Caldwell and the kicking team for Stanley County ready to boot this one away. Man, it just smells like football. There's a fire going on somewhere, nice little bonfire, popcorn floating through the air. How could you not be romantic about football, folks? Trevor Caldwell set to kick this one away for Stanley County. And an action-packed second half underway here as the kick is low, twirling end over end. Kaiser going to go right past him, bobbled a couple times, now going to be fielded by Bearshield, and he's just going to hop on top of it and try to avoid further damage. Trevor Caldwell's kick had some English on it, bouncing 3 different directions before it got finally covered up by the Gorillas, so they'll start at their own 15-yard line. They're going to mark it actually near in the shadow of the 15 at the 14.5. So that is where this offense will start. Lincoln Jurasek running things for the Gorillas. He's going to line up in the pistol, takes a peek at his play card on his left wrist. Colt Kaiser not on the field right now, it looks. He might be lined up down there with his hand in the dirt. He is on the right side. Ball going to be run right up the middle and going to be covered up. Noah Baldwin in on the tackle, as well as Case Colda. That'll actually go for a loss of 1 yard. It was interesting to see Colt Kaiser lined up there down at the tight end position where, normally a right tackle would be lined up. He had his hand in the dirt. That's the only time you won't be able to see Colt Kaiser on the field is when he's crouched down in a 3-point stance. Other than that, you can see all 6'5" of them. We've seen him in the end zone a couple times here tonight. He's going to line back up in that tight end position, pistol formation, bringing a man in motion from left to right is Jurasek. Going to hand this one off to Kaiser up the middle, covered well by the Buffaloes. He's going to be stopped after a gain of 1.5 yards. Landon Bame alongside Weston Prince in on the tackle, and that'll bring up 3rd and 9. So Stanley County would love to get off the field here. Unless it's 4th and 1 yard or 2, I can't imagine Gregory would go for it. They've been good on these 3rd down and long situations tonight. They converted a 3rd and 22 for a touchdown to Colt Kaiser in the first half. No safeties lined up. They've got 3 receivers split out wide. That's where the safeties sit, down in those corners positions. Man in motion from left to right. False start going to be thrown on the play here. So that'll back up Gregory 5 yards. Taus Weberg into the game, too, for Gregory. He's the man that's been in motion the past 2 plays, so that'll back it up to about a 3rd and 14 now. So a little bit more manageable for this Buffs defense. But, of course, you have to be cognizant of these receivers that can get deep and beat you, get behind this secondary of the Buffs. Still waiting for the play call to come in as Jurasek gets it, looks down at the card. All the players have those play wristbands on, so they don't need to hear anything from Jurasek. He's going to clear out the backfield, becomes the lone man, takes the snap, pressure, trying to set up a screen. They're going to get it underneath and through the hands of Rain Kenzie. So that was trying to set up a screen. Cash Richardson was there in defense. He was the last line of defense if Kenzie made that catch. Kenzie had 2 blockers out in front of him. And I'm not sure what kind of speed Rain Kenzie has, but we would have seen it on display. But it's going to lead to a punt attempt here on 4th and 14 for the Gorillas. Jurasek going to be standing 3 yards into his own end zone. It's the last place a punter wants to be. Standing right at the 50-yard line to return this one, as now we've got another whistle on the field. And Gregory's going to take their first timeout of the second half. Our timeouts are sponsored by our friends at Agtegra. Acres Ahead can maximize your farm's earning potential straight from the start. Contact your local Agtegra cooperative today. We'll stay right here during this timeout. It's a big stop right there from Stanley County. Coming out of the half, you're trailing. You've got 24 unanswered points scored against you. Gregory gets the ball, has the opportunity to drive down, extend the lead, but you bow up on defense, stop a couple of run plays inside, and then force the incompletion. The Stanley County cheerleaders across the way are getting their student section fired up. And that student section travels just as well as any of the Stanley County faithful. They were out in numbers about an hour and a half away from here in Phillip for the volleyball match. Now, the numbers in the Phillip student section were much larger than the Stanley County one on the road, but Stanley County, what they lacked in numbers, they made up for in noise. They were loud and willing their Stanley County Lady Buffaloes to a 5-set victory over Phillip. This punt is going to be fielded by Landon Bame. He stands at the 50. Jurasek takes the snap. Surveys almost blocked there by Breitag. Beautiful punt, going to land at the 45. Bame going to bobble it and field it at the 50. Now he's got a little bit of a lane, crosses across the 45, now across the 40, holding onto the football, and he's going to be dragged down at the 39-yard line. So Stanley County with incredibly favorable field position. We'll start inside Gorillas zone.
Stanley County will start 1st and 10 at the
Paxton Deal has been battling a right shoulder apparent injury. Referees are having a little bit of a conversation here. Our white hat, Dennis Hines, is going to talk to Max Foth. There was a flag on the play. Max Foth is opting to decline it as he loves the field position he's got, doesn't want to run another play. It was an illegal shift called against Gregory, but of course Max Foth declining that penalty after the nice return from Landon Bame. It's kind of a catch-22, bittersweet moment there for Jurasek. A beautiful punt, but it gives Landon Bame plenty of room to return, so he is able to get Stanley County inside the shadow of the 40-yard line. Going to start an I formation. Paxton Deal under center. Squatting down, bended knee, bobbles the snap a little bit now, gets it off to Colton Brady, bouncing through some tacklers, going to find his way forward for about 3 yards on the carry, so a positive gain. Not much, but it's good enough. It'll bring up 2nd down and about 7 yards here for Stanley County. Colton Brady, not sure what injury he was battling with, but he is battling through it. Laboring, getting back to the huddle, but when he gets the ball, you couldn't tell. Paxton Deal going to line up in the shotgun now. Ball on the far side hash. Attacking from left to right on your radio dial. Deal calling for the snap, waiting patiently. Heavy set off to the right. Low snap, takes it, gets it off to Colton Brady. He's going to be wrapped up in the backfield and going to go down for a loss of a couple. Now we've got a flag on the sideline thrown right in the direction of Mike Murray. No players in the area. So as it stands, it's a loss of 1. We're going to check the flag. Possible either sideline warning or unsportsmanlike conduct. The sideline warning does not draw any yardage loss, but an unsportsmanlike conduct will, and that's what Mike Murray is going to be called here for the Gregory Gorillas. So we talked about the penalty issues at the end of the second half there for the Gorillas getting 2 15-yard penalties, and now Mike Murray draws one. So he is still jawing with the referee here on the near side, unhappy with the call. And still having a conversation is our referee. It's going to be 1st and 10 now, ball at the 24-yard line, still giving an explanation to our coaching staff here for Gregory as to what the penalty was drawn for. But nonetheless, we play on. Paxton Deal in the shotgun, 2 receivers split out to his right, 1 receiver off to his left. High snap, turning around, floating it over to Colton Brady for a bubble screen, and it's just over his head, out of reach. Colton Brady a little bit slow to get up, hobbling back towards that huddle.
At the Gorilla 24-yard line.
Big thanks to Megan Sexton for looping in some scores around the state. Sully Buttes up 38-0 on Potter County. Rapid City Christian 39-6 over Chamberlain as it stands. Megan Sexton, she can do it all from back at the booth. She can keep us on the air, take us in and out at break, and she's serving as sports center here tonight. 2nd and 10, Paxton Deal in the shotgun. Brady to his right, going to turn, hand it off to Brady, trying to find a lane out to the wide side left. He's going to be run out of bounds right at the line of scrimmage. No gain, maybe got 1 yard.
No gain on the play, brings up 3rd and 10 for the Buffaloes.
So now this will be an interesting play call here for Max Foth. As we talked about with Gregory, you don't need to pick up all 10 yards here. If you just set yourself up a 4th and manageable, you can hand the ball off to Colton Brady. You got to imagine he's able to get a couple. Even with his apparent injury that he's dealing with right now. 3rd and 10. Paxton Deal in the shotgun again, has 2 receivers to his right. Takes the snap, now rolling that way, looking downfield, wanting to throw, has some time, has plenty of time, good blocking. Throw is low and incomplete. Thought Paxton might take off that one there, try to pick up the necessary yardage. He was looking for Blaze Frost, and that'll bring up 4th and 10, and certainly a go position. Is you're going to have to watch some college football tomorrow if you want to see some field goals. So ball on the left hash, going to be placed right at about the 24-yard line here for this 4th down and 10 to go. So the Stanley County Buffaloes break from the huddle, walk slowly up to the ball. Paxton Deal going to line up in the shotgun set. Colton Brady lined up about a yard in front of him off to his right. Pressure coming from Gregory. High snap. Got to get rid of it. Paxton Deal firing on the move. That's going to be intercepted and coming back the other way across the 30. Cuts, makes a man miss. Here comes the Gregory Gorillas. He's got a lane up the near sideline. It's Cruz Clunt. He's going to take this all the way back for a pick 6. And they flip it on 4th and 10. Paxton Deal with pressure on his face. Throws it out to the right side. Cruz Clunt picks it off and takes it the distance. And they extend their lead to 30-16. So there was a flag on the play, but picked up by the officials. It looks like it seems that penalty would have gone against Stanley County, so they're going to let that one float. The call was holding on Stanley County. Penalty is declined. And the touchdown is good. So the 2-point conversion here coming for Gregory as they look to extend the lead to 16. Checking into the game, Jabin Talsma. First time I've got to call his name. And And now Gregory going to take a timeout and discuss what they want to do on this 2-point conversion. We'll take it with them. We'll be back in 30 seconds after this Agtegra timeout on KGFX.
The foundation for how we do business is right in our initials, W-E. We. Everything we do is a partnership. We understand solving the many complex challenges growers face every day takes teamwork. And when we succeed, we do it together. That's the power of we.
So a good-looking drive there comes to an end after the pick six from Paxton Deal. Cruz Clunt taken at the distance for the Gorillas. Excuse me. Easy for me to say. They extend the lead to 30-16. And Gregory took the timeout to discuss what they want to do here on this 2-point conversion attempt. 8:47 remaining in the third quarter. Plenty of time for Stanley County to battle back and get back in this game. They only trail by 2 scores. On our Wegner Auto scoreboard.
The remainder of the regular season. Have that bye week on the 11th.
Stanley County breaking from their defensive huddle. Coach is headed back to the sideline. And while it would be a possession game regardless, Stanley County would love to get this stop, keep it a 14-point deficit. Jurasek going to line up with 2 backs behind him in the backfield. Under center is Jurasek turning, going to fake the toss and hand it off on the underneath give. It's Jet Uckland who walks it in for the 2-point conversion. Well-designed play there from the Gorillas, and they lead 32-16 with 8:47 to play on our Wegner Auto scoreboard in the third quarter. We'll take a 30-second break, be right back after this. You're listening to Stanley County Football on KGFX.
Being a part of a community means sharing the history and future of the people all around you. For 115 years, First Fidelity Bank has been doing just that, helping you get the most out of life by providing the services and tools you need, the conveniences and technology you want, and the friendly faces you expect. So you get everything you need right here in the place you call home. Now and for many years to come. First Fidelity Bank.
16 points of this game. Gregory has scored 32 unanswered. And it's been turnovers that have hurt the Buffaloes. A couple interceptions, a fumble here and there. And Stanley County has kind of let Gregory back into this game when it was 16-0 and now finds themselves in a 2-score hole. Jurasek going to kick this one away from right to left. Trots up. High end-over-end kick, going to be fielded at about the 10-yard line here. And it's going to be returned by Weston Prince up the far sideline across the 40, finding a little bit of a lane and run out of bounds at midfield. So there is a flag on the field. We'll check the marker. This is going to be in the area of a holding or a block in the back is what these are usually meant for, and it's going to be signaled a hold. So the flag's down at about the 37-yard line. That'll knock them back to about the 27. So Stanley County, turnovers. It's been an issue all season long, and a lot of it attributed to not having Paxton Deal back there at quarterback. Eddie Duffy had to come in into a near impossible situation taking over for Paxton Deal. And just some miscommunications led to turnovers in those first couple games, but Paxton Deal with pressure in his face, trying to get rid of the ball, trying to make a play happen on 4th and 10. And it turns into a pick six. He looks for redemption here. They start at the 27-yard line. Ball's going to be handed off to Colton Brady, trying to get his way through. Gets to about the 30-yard line. They'll mark him at the 31, so a gain of 2. Second down and 8. Tegan Breitag and Whit Myers checking out of the game for the Buffs. This second half will tell a lot about what this Stanley County team is made of. Again, they find their way back into this ball game. Paxton Deal brings his man in motion, play action fake. Paxton going to take it himself up the middle. Is going to be brought down, and a flag is thrown in. Ball is loose on the field. We'll see what the direction was. We're going to see if they marked him down. Paxton Deal slow to get up after the tackle. They're going to say he was down by contact at about the 30-yard line, I believe is going to be the call. There's going to be a holding call against Stanley County, and Paxton Deal goes down to the turf. And he's going to require a little bit of medical attention here. So it will remain second down, be second down in about 18. And we're going to take a quick 30-second break while they check out quarterback Paxton Deal. You're listening to Stanley County Football on KGFX.
That moment when you realize your furnace is stone cold busted. We're talking a real put on every sweater you own, I can't feel my feet, penguin predicament. But fear not, there's an expert for that.
Let your local heating experts at Pites Service Experts keep you warm with $50 off any furnace repair.
Like it toasty? There's an expert for that.
Call Pites Service Experts at 866-EXPERTS. See website for license details.
Look.
Paxton Deal out of the game. Eddie Duffy checking back in, and that's why these reps early on in the season were so important for Eddie Duffy. He's going to take the snap, bobbles it a bit. He's going to be sacked. Ball is still loose, but he falls back on top of it. Sack is going to be made, I believe, by Landon Kaiser, and that'll bring up a third and forever.
Brings up third down for the Buffaloes.
So that was a massive loss of nearly almost 10 yards. It'll bring up third down and about 24, maybe 25 yards to go. Imagine the Buffs will just run this one here, try to give themselves a little bit of breathing room for the ensuing punt. But who knows, maybe Colton Brady can rip one off here. Eddie Duffy going to pass the ball, rolling out to his right, throwing it on a screen pass over to the left side. He's got his man. It's Blaze Frost up the near sideline, gets it back to the original line of scrimmage. And he'll be taken down. That'll bring up 4th and 10. And the punting unit coming out onto the field for Stanley County. So it was a nice play made by Eddie Duffy, getting it to Blaze Frost. Blaze Frost made as much out of that as he could, picked up nearly 15 yards. So that was successful in securing some breathing room for Noah Baldwin, who's on to punt for the Buffs. And what I thought was going to be an offside, low line drive kick, going to bounce across the 45 down to about the 40 and come to rest at the 36.
Baldwin's punt is down.
Thought they might get an offside there against the Buffaloes. Looked like Zachary James got going a little bit early. Referees didn't see it. So Gregory will start at their own 36-yard line. So with 6:24 remaining in the third quarter, Stanley County in desperate need of a stop and maybe even a turnover. Gregory has protected the ball very well today. They found a little bit of rhythm. They were able to get Colt Kaiser going. Jed Eklund making a couple big plays. He had the big break-off run on the screenplay in the first half that went for 60-plus yards for the Gorillas. The Stanley County cheerleaders over there keeping the crowd hyped up, and in this thing, only a two-possession game. The Stanley County Buffaloes are a turnover away, a stop away, a big play away. They just need to make it happen. Mike Murray talking to his team on the near side. Mike Murray was hit with our first coach's penalty of the season and games that we've been calling. But a lot of times, coaches will get a penalty, maybe fire up their team. See it happen at the professional level, the college level all the time. Just don't feel like your team is really playing and getting in their groove, playing their, playing at their hardest, but maybe not their most aggressive, wanting them to play with a little bit more of an edge. Maybe fall on the sword there and get your team fired up with a little penalty action. Who knows? As we said, Mike Murray's got an incredible resume. Jurasek going to start in the shotgun, going to hand this one off, trying to run it up the middle into a purple wall of jerseys. Noah Baldwin in on the tackle. That's going to be a gain of 2, bring up 2nd down and 8.
Eklund with the carry, brought down by Baldwin.
Gregory doesn't really run a huddle offense. They get their plays from the sideline. They've all got that wristband on with all the play numbers. So the coach can call in a number, doesn't have to huddle. You can get set up, lined up, survey the defense. Trying to read what they're doing. Jurasek in the shotgun. He got it back to his right, back to his left. Takes a snap, going to hand this one off. Noah Baldwin in the backfield, right in the lap of Landon Kaiser. And he'll be dropped for a loss of 3. And that'll bring up another 3rd down and long for the Gorillas. Stanley County has had a tough time getting off the field in these 3rd down and long situations. So Gregory doing the same thing they done on their last drive. 2 runs to start the drive. They tried to set up a screen to Rain Kenzie on the last play. They've got Colt Kaiser lined up far out to the right side. We'll see if they try to go after him. Paxton Deal back into the game for the Buffaloes, playing cornerback out on that far side, covering Colt Kaiser. No safety over the top as they've got 3 receivers split out. They're going to run here a little bubble screen, and it's going to be dropped. And it's an incomplete pass. He was looking for Noah Bearshield. Bearshield couldn't hold on, had his eyes downfield before he had the ball in his hand, so we'll see what Gregory wants to do. Looks like Jurasek's going to head back for a punt. And Landon Mame will head back to return. So exactly what Stanley County needed to do, get the stop after the turnover, not on downs, but Gregory forced the punt from Stanley County on the previous drive. And Stanley County, not wanting to find themselves in a 3-hole score deficit, is able to force the prospective punt here from Jurasek. Jurasek standing at his own 21-yard line, high floating snap, going to be fielded and punted. And we'll see if there's a flag on the field. There was a little bit of contact made there around Jurasek. And the ball is going to come to rest back around the 18-yard line. The official was reaching for his flag, but some good sportsmanship from Jurasek in Case Colda does not draw the flag. It was close. Jurasek did his best to sell it, as any good punter does when there's a player down around your feet. He fell to the turf. But the referee has seen that a time or two. Can't blame Jurasek for trying to draw the flag. So Stanley County will start at their own 18-yard line. Really nice punt by Jurasek. I didn't even see where the ball was going to end up. I was keeping my eye on the head official, Dennis Hines, back there to see if he was going to throw the flag. And there's a difference, too. There's running into the kicker and roughing the kicker. If you run into the kicker, that means you ran into his punting leg, and that's only a 5-yard penalty, not an automatic first down. If you catch a roughing the kicker, that's 15. Stanley County going to start this drive from the own 18, running it right up the middle with Colton Brady. He's going to be dragged down after a gain of maybe 2. A flag is thrown in from our back judge. No gain on the play. Discussing the laundry on the field. Been a high number of penalties in this game. Higher than we've seen thus far. And they're going to say a chop block against Stanley County. So they're going to say that... And, of course, this one will go half the distance to the goal as it's inside the 20-yard line. But the chop block, is when you have an offensive lineman engage with a defensive lineman and another lineman comes in to block said defensive lineman and you go low, that's when you draw the chop block penalty. So now the discussion is still going on of where the ball needs to be placed or if the penalty was even accepted by Gregory. They will accept, and the walk-off will begin. So it'll be about 7.5 yards. So ball was at the 18, going to be marked down just inside the 10 at about the 9-yard line. My math is taking quite a hit today. So Stanley County will break from the huddle with their backs up against their own goal line, ball at the 9. Paxton Deal back into the game. Moves Colton Brady from his right to his left. Standing in the shotgun. Deal takes the snap. Going to be a designed quarterback keep to the left side. Getting behind Colton Brady. And the ball pops loose. It's on the ground. And going to be covered up by Colt Kaiser. And another turnover stabbing the side of the Stanley County Buffaloes. And the Gregory Gorillas are going to have the ball inside the Buffalo 20-yard line. So Paxton Deal had a full head of steam, and it looked like a Gregory defender just stuck his arm in there, punched the ball loose. It came flying out. And Colt Kaiser was there to hop on top of it. So Gregory looks to punch it back in the end zone with 4:21 to play here in the third quarter. So quick flip on the field. Gregory going to start in the shotgun. Landon Kaiser to the left of Jurasek. Jurasek takes the snap, hands off to Kaiser, sidestepping a tackler, getting it to the outside across the 10. Going to try to tiptoe the sidelines. Tight ropes in for the Gorilla touchdown. Landon Kaiser pumped up after the 19-yard run into the end zone. They extend the lead to 38-16. And the two-point conversion coming. So things have gotten away quickly from Stanley County due to the massive amounts of turnovers here tonight. Jurasek in a lineup in the shotgun, got Kaiser set up to his left. 5 down linemen for the Gorillas. Low snap going to be fielded by Jurasek. Pressure in his face, rolling to his left, just going to fire. It's going to be intercepted at the goal line by Landon Boehm. Not going to count as the two-point conversion. So Landon Boehm, with the pressure in Jurasek's face, undercuts the route and makes a nice play just out the two-point conversion. Our Wegner Auto scoreboard reads Gorillas 38, Buff 16, 4:15 to play in the third quarter. We'll be back in 30 seconds on KGFX.
Looking for top-notch printing services? Choose Preferred Printing, your South Dakota union printer. We provide mailing services, create banners, vehicle decals, stationery and business forms, event materials including specialty items, apparel, and more. Our skilled team brings your vision to life with exceptional quality and attention to detail. And as a locally veteran-owned shop, we're dedicated to serving our community. Experience the difference with Preferred Printing. Visit us at preferredsd.com or call 605-333-0535 today.
Far from over here at Ole Williamson Field, 4:15 remaining in the third quarter, 38-16. The Gorillas lead, but Stanley County getting the ball back. Here and going to try to make something happen on offense. They've been able to put some good drives together, get some good offensive motion going, and get some rhythm pulled together. But turnovers have been the crux here tonight for the Stanley County Buffaloes. Some ones you really can't avoid, some ones you wish you could have back, with a nice 19-yard scamper for the Gorillas. Love the training table set up here for the Gregory Gorillas. They've got the 1994 lawn chairs. 1970 lawn chair. This one's kicked and rolled. Going to be fielded and picked up by Cash Richardson. Going to try to bring this one up the far sideline. Finds a little bit of a crease and takes it out to the 41-yard line. That training chair straight from Woodstock. So he's got his foot kicked up on the tote in front of him.
The return brought down by Janik. Stanley County starts
currently taking a look at Jabin Talsma. Mike Murray gives him a pat on the head. Mike Murray sure loves his players over there. As does Max Foth. Talk so highly about Eddie Duffy. And you know Eddie Duffy not back in the game. Paxton Deal returning from that injury. But Eddie Duffy, it was so funny talking to Coach Max Foth. He said when Eddie Duffy played all this varsity play and they got to go down and play a JV game, he was so shocked at the difference in speeds. That's what varsity reps will do for you. Paxton Deal in the shotgun, heavy set off to the left side, ball on the left hash. 1st and 10, going to hand this one off to Colton Brady, who runs it near side, trying to get the edge. Perfect outside, contained by the Gorillas. Going to drag Colton Brady down for no gain.
Brady with the carry, brought down by Eklund.
So some defensive adjustments made by the Gorillas at halftime have been able to limit the outside running game that the Buffaloes love to take advantage of so much. It's nearly impossible to run this ball up the middle with so much size for the down linemen of the Gorillas. Ball back towards the middle of the field. Paxton Deal in the shotgun. Got a receiver lined up close into the slot. 5 down linemen for Stanley County. Deal takes a snap, got plenty of time to throw. Going to throw near side. Got his man in a beautiful leaping catch made by Blaze Frost. Falls down to his back at the 42-yard line. Nice throw from Paxton Deal, who had all kinds of time back there. Found his man in Blaze Frost, and Blaze Frost turning and leaping up into the air makes a beautiful catch. So that'll move the chains to get the ball inside Gregory territory. All the sights and sounds you could hope for from a high school football game here on a Friday night. Got some kids playing back behind the goalposts. A little pickup game of football. Cheerleaders getting the crowd hyped up. Cool breeze coming across Ole Williamson Field as Paxton Deal is back in the shotgun. Brady off to his left. High snap. Going to run a little toss sweep out to the left side. Trying to get to the edge. Now cutting it back up the middle. Brady finding a little bit of a lane and picks up a hard-working 7 yards.
Brady with the carry, tripped up by Stuckel.
Luke Stuckel in on the tackle. And talking with Mike Murray about Luke Stuckel, he said, look, Rain Kenzie's our vocal leader. Team goes up with him, team goes down with him. But Luke Stuckel is their quiet leader. He's a multi-sport athlete. He runs track. Joined this team late and has been a huge addition to this Gregory Gorillas offense and defense. 2nd down and 4 yards to go here for the Buffs. Paxton Deal lined up in the shotgun again. Heavy set to the left. Doesn't like Brady to his right, so he says, get to my left. Paxton Deal takes a snap. They're going to run a little reversal underneath. And it's going to be almost enough for the first down. They're pushing forward and still staying on his feet. And across the 25 down to the 23 is Landon Bame. What an effort from Landon Bame. Just when we thought that play was over, he pops out of the pile still on his feet. He had already picked up the first down, but said, I'm going to pick up some more yards here. And Stanley County again on the move. Now down to the 23-yard line, knocking on the door of the red zone. The run game has been working here for Stanley County. We'll see if they stick with it. Deal in the shotgun. Now they've flipped over the heavy set to the right. Takes the snap, play action fake, looking downfield, now rolling out to his right to evade pressure, firing towards the back corner of the end zone. This one's up for grabs, and it's going to be almost intercepted, and a beautiful defensive play made by the offensive player for Stanley County. The ball a bit underthrown, and Blaze Frost steps in front of that one and rips it out of the waiting hands of the defender for the Gregory Gorillas, Mr. Cruz Clunt, who just had the pick six, almost had himself another interception there. That'll bring up 2nd down and 10. Julio Jones used to be great at making those plays. Playing defense while playing on offense. He broke up more passes than I think Brent Grimes did when he played in Atlanta back in the early 2000s. Back under center is Paxton Deal, I formation back behind him. Turn's going to hand this one off to Whit Myers, who stumbles at the line of scrimmage. He's going to be taken down. Rain Kenzie in on the tackle.
Brought down by Kenzie. Brings up 3rd and 10 for the Buffaloes.
So now 3rd and 10 coming. 4 down territory here as the Buffaloes trail 38-16 with under a minute to play in the 3rd quarter. Done before the end of the 3rd quarter. Deal under center, I formation. Whit Myers lined up close to Paxton Deal, who squats down, takes a snap from Case Colta, gives it off to Colton Brady, trying to find the edge out to the left side. Still on his feet, going to be wrapped up and twirled very awkwardly.
Brady with the carry, brought down by Kaiser.
Glad to see Colton Brady get up after that one. You never want to see those tackles and hope that a leg is curled up underneath that.
4th and 9 for the Buffaloes.
So that'll bring up 4th and 9. And we'll see if Max Foth wants to take this down to the end of the 3rd quarter and talk this one over, kind of a free timeout for Stanley County. 10 seconds and counting. That's what Stanley County's going to do. So at the end of 3 quarters, the Gorillas lead 38-16. We've got one more to play here at Ole Williamson Field. Stanley County trying to get back into this one. We've got a 4th down and 8 coming up. You're listening to Stanley County football on KGFX.
When you're in the need for high-quality replacement auto parts, look no further than Zander Auto Parts and Machine Shop in Pierre. Zander's has been servicing the Pierre area for over 40 years. Their professional parts techs can get you the part you need and get you back on the road. Stop by Zander Auto Parts and Machine Shop at 500 West Sioux in Pierre or call 224-9221. Zander's, your source for domestic and foreign auto parts and accessories.
Do you have a pest problem? Got bats, ants, termites? Family owned and operated, Olson's Pest Technicians have had over 50 years experience taking care of pest problems in places across South Dakota, Nebraska, and Iowa. Utilizing brilliant methods such as Centricon bait stations for termites and Vicane treatment for bed bugs. There's no pest too tough for Olson's Pest Technicians. If you have pest problems, call 800-KILL-BUGS.
Coming up here at Ole Williamson Field as the Buffs look to cut into this 38-16 deficit. They've got a 4th and 8 coming as we flip fields. And now Max Foth having to come up with one of his best plays here, because you feel with 12 minutes to play in this ball game, this is a must convert here for the Buffs. It was all Stanley County out to start, but the Gorillas have bounced back, and it's been all them since that first quarter. You know, it's pretty interesting. Every time you go to a sporting event, you'll often see, if you're at a football game, you'll see the students down there playing a pickup football game. If you go to a baseball game, you'll see that the folks out in past center field throwing the baseball around. One thing I've never seen before is a cross-country track star working and practicing during a football game. And she is out there, and can we get her name? Sienna Caldwell. 7th grader, sister of Trevor Caldwell, out working on her long-distance running on a Friday night. Couldn't be me. Congratulate her getting the work in. Future track star here in Stanley County. 4th and 8 coming here for the Buffaloes. Paxton Deal takes a snap, rolling out to his right, going to fire towards the back corner of the end zone, looking for his man, almost caught, but incomplete. He was trying to find Weston Prince on a little wheel route out to the outside.
Gregory will take over on down.
So that'll turn the ball back over. Good coverage there from the Gregory Gorillas. And with 11:53 to play in the ball game, Stanley County in desperate need of a stop, a turnover, anything to get the ball back and try to get back on the board for the first time since the first quarter. So the ball will be placed on the right hash. Lincoln Jurasek has had a good game here tonight for the Gorillas. He's found Colt Kaiser on a couple touchdowns. He found Jed Uckland on a long touchdown. Now he's going to take the snap, running out to the left side, trying to set up a option play. They're going to toss it out, and it's going to be Taus Weberg on the reception there from the toss play on the option. He was going to be wrapped up for a loss there, spun out of the tackle and picked up a couple extra yards, nearly getting 5 on a play that turned into a loss and making it look into something there. So that'll move the ball over to the right hash. 2nd and a short 6 here coming for the Gorillas. Jurasek almost got the Stanley County defensive line to jump on the hard count. Noah Baldwin able to hop back onside. Now Jurasek takes the snap, fakes the handoff, going to keep it himself off the left side, going up the far sideline, going to be taken down right at that first down marker. Weston Prince in on the tackle. We'll see where they mark him. Looks like he's got enough for the first down, and that will be enough to move the chains. Ball is going to be placed at the 31-yard line on the far side hash. And somebody cooking up a steak or something. Got all the great smells here at Ole Williamson Field tonight. Gotta love high school football. Great crowd on hand. Jurasek in the shotgun. Waiting patiently for the snap. Takes it. Fakes the handoff to Weberg. Going to run this one up the middle, right up the gut. Picks up 4 yards, maybe 5. That'll bring up 2nd down and 6.
Brought down by Rogo.
Hayden Rogo in on the tackle for the Buffs. And now Mike Murray perfectly content with just trying to extend this drive, run out that clock, and nurse this 38-16 lead. Patiently waiting for the call to come in, standing around, looking down at the play card. And if this score should hold, Max Foth got to be pleased with his team's performance, but very upset with the turnovers. Jurasek running this one out to the left side, trying to find a blocker. Tos Wiebergen trying to block for Mr. Jurasek, and to be run out of bounds by Tegan Breitag. No gain on the play, maybe picked up one, but that'll bring up third and about 5. So with 10:21 to play here in the ball game, this is a must stop here for Stanley County. They're just draining this play clock down to the very last seconds. Of course, clock stopped here as the player ran out of bounds. Jurasek waiting. Low snap, fielded, dropping back to pass. He's got pressure in his face, eludes it, rolling out to his right, looking downfield, pump fakes, now fires, got a man. It's Kenzie, wide open, across the 20, 10-5, touchdown. Jurasek with another deep pass. Rain Kenzie on the receiving end of this one. And that'll be another Gorilla touchdown. They lead 44-16. And we've got another injured Buff back way behind the play. And we'll wait to get a number on that. 2 Buffaloes actually down on the turf right now for Stanley County. So bad going to worse. So Noah Baldwin, one of the hurt Buffaloes down. Coach Herman and Coach Tate going to go out and check on him while the medical staff checks on Blaze Frost, who is back down around the 25. Frost is up and walking around under his own power. That's good to see. And we'll wait to see Noah Baldwin. Tate Gabriel, one of the assistant coaches, signals over to the medical staff. He's good to go. Baldwin is up. So both Buffs hobbling off the field after the deep pass from Jurasek to Rain Kenzie. And a perfectly thrown ball for Rain Kenzie. And again, this is nothing against Rain Kenzie. I'm sure he's got the best hands out there, but that ball was put right on the numbers from Lincoln Jurasek. I think even I could have made that catch. I don't think I could have carried the speed that Rain Kenzie has up that sideline. 6'3", 265 pounds. He was looking like a gazelle, a big gazelle at that, flying up the near sideline. So it's 44-16. Gregory looking to punch this one in for the 2-point conversion and go up by 30. So actually the 2-point conversion is off. They're going to go for the extra point here. Lincoln Jurasek, the lefty kicker on. Snap is low, fielded. Kick is up and blocked. And the kick is no good.
Extra point attempt by Jurasek is blocked.
So the Stanley County Buffaloes will stop the extra point conversion. The score is 44-16. The Gorillas lead. You're listening to Stanley County Football. We'll be back in 30 seconds with the kickoff right after this.
Allied Plumbing and Heating is your contact for business, farm, commercial, and residential plumbing needs located in Pierre. No job is too big or small for Allied. Put our over 50 years of experience to work for you. At Allied Plumbing and Heating, the only surprise we want for our customers is how fast they get the job done. That's why we offer free estimates on every single service, no hidden charges. Give them a call today at Allied Plumbing and Heating. Remember, you can rely on your allies.
Stanley County gets the ball back here after the ensuing kickoff from Gregory as they break the huddle. Mike Murray pleased with his team, and I don't know what Mike Murray's intentions were. I don't know if he was just that upset with the official there earlier on in the first half when he drew that 15-yard penalty. But it seemed to have lit a fire under his team as they lead 44-16 with 10:09 remaining on our Wegner Auto scoreboard. Nice night here. Cool breeze coming into our press box. We are real thrilled to see that sun peek back behind the mountains that are no longer in sight. Fully under the lights here at Ole Williamson Field. The grounds and maintenance crew doing a great job getting the field ready tonight. Jurasek with a low bouncing kick and a roll and be fielded and taken across the 35-yard line down to about the 37. wasn't exactly an onside kick, but it was more of kind of directed kick right there for Bryant Zeeb, who returned the ball for the Buffaloes. So good starting field position here for Stanley County as they attack from right to left.
Buffaloes on their own 38.
So we'll see what Stanley County comes with here offensively. They're going to get up to the line. Set up in the I formation. Paxton Deal under center. Whit Myers about 2 yards behind him. Colton Brady about 5 yards behind him. Deal takes a snap, hands it off to Brady, trying to run near side, breaking a tackle. It's actually Landon Boehm into the game carrying the ball for the Buffaloes, so Colton Brady's night might be over. Landon Boehm picks up a couple. And you have to imagine, 44-16, a 28-point lead here for the Gorillas. Stanley County and Max both wanting to, as always, trying to take as much pressure off of and as many hits away from Colton Brady as possible. So Landon Boehm, who had a great week carrying the ball last week against Redfield, back in the backfield again behind the I formation. Takes a snap, hand off to Boehm. He's trying to fight forward. And he's reaching down. He has been hurt. The ball was ripped out of Landon Boehm's hands. He is rolling around. He is seriously hurt. They're going to say the Gorillas get the ball back, and now all the attention is directed towards Landon Boehm. Grasping at his helmet. The helmet is off. Everybody goes down to a knee. A bad sight here for Stanley County. We'll hope the best. We'll fill you in on the latest after this break. You're listening to KGFX.
Do you want to join one of the oldest established organizations in Fort Pierre? Perhaps you are more interested in protecting the future. Whatever your position, the Fort Pierre Volunteer Fire Department is for you. We are responsible for fire protection in Fort Pierre and Stanley County. Become part of this amazing team by stopping down at the fire hall and discussing enrollment. We are not just limited to adults, as we have a new cadet program for students ages 14 to 18. For more information, click on our banner ad on the homepage. From everyone at the fire hall, go Buffs!
Out here, you learn that to keep growing, you have to keep changing. CHS and the farmers and ranchers we serve know all about change, because together we've changed agriculture. That's why we're the largest farmer-owned cooperative in the country. So farmers own the system they count on, with advantages at every step. From innovative tools that help crops grow, to grain processing expertise, to energy solutions, we create connections to empower agriculture. Learn more at chsinc.com.
Bank West is rooted in South Dakota. Committed to local success. Just like you. We're all connected. In South Dakota. For South Dakota. Convenient, connected, committed. Bank West.
With our new online loan application, you can go to our website and apply for a loan when it's most convenient for you. We make getting loan approval fast and easy. Our local lenders are available to assist you if you have any questions. We make it pain-free to get that loan you've been wanting. We're an equal housing lender. Oahe Federal Credit Union. Your hometown credit union since 1955. Federally insured by NCUA.
For over 70 years, Pitt's Design Build has earned our reputation locally for serving communities across South Dakota. We provide design and building services for schools, hospitals, churches, commercial offices, multifamily housing, and so much more. Pitt's Design Build is conveniently located in Pierre, Mitchell, and Sioux Falls to serve you and your organization. We bring value to our clients by facilitating the design and/or construction process. Give us a call today and check us out at pittsdesignbuild.com for a free building consultation.
Hits and you just end up dropping the football. So, just hope for the best for Landon Boehm. He was able to put a little bit of pressure on that left leg, so we can only hope that everything is all right with him. We'll keep him in mind. Gregory's going to pick up with the ball. Their offense starts at the Stanley County 44. And they will start with Jurasek in the shotgun. Jurasek going to take the snap, going to hand this one off to Weberg. He's going to be tackled in the backfield. Beautiful play made there by Hayden Rogo.
Brought down by
He's going to lose a yard, so Rogo gets in the backfield. Makes a positive play for this Buffalo defense. That'll bring up 2nd down and 11. And, man, just if it's not one thing, it's another for this Stanley County team. We had some guys who got injured in the first game of the season. And some guys that, got injured on game day, some illnesses. Some guys had to miss time for some other things. And, well, this is, you get the team back to full strength, and then you get another really tough injury to 2 guys, Brendan Bothwell and Landon Bain. This one going to be carried right up the middle, going to pick up about 4 yards, does Weberg. And that'll bring up 3rd down and about 7. Keep battling has been the message from Mike Murray to his Gregory Gorillas team, and that should be the message from Max Foth to this Stanley County Buffalo team. Just keep battling. You can't do anything about the injuries. You can only work to try and fill those spots, get better for next week.
Sienna, you're making me tired.
So now 3rd and 7. Ball at the 40-yard line, right in the middle of the field. Jurasek waiting, takes the snap high, going to be fielded nicely, gives it off to Weberg, trying to find his way up the middle, picks up about 2 yards, and he'll be taken down by Whit Myers. That'll bring up 4th and 6, and decision time for Mike Murray. I don't think it would be unsportsmanlike, though, for Mike Murray to go for this one here. Yes, you are leading by 28 points with 7:30 to play, but you're kind of in an interesting position where a punt really only flips the field maybe 10 yards, 15 yards for you. You might as well go for it if you're the Gorillas, and that's what they're going to do. Jurasek in the shotgun, letting the play clock tick on down. Takes the snap, going to fake the handoff to Weberg, going to roll out to his left, going to try to set up the screen. Back this way for Weberg. He's got it, but Breitag is right there in front of him. Weberg trying to make Breitag miss. He's going to be taken down by the horse collar. He was stopped about a yard short, so they would have stopped him short and turned the ball over on downs, but Breitag could only grab the horse collar, and that'll set up the 15-yard penalty and the 1st down for the Gorillas.
Horse collar tackle against the Buffaloes.
So Weberg did a nice job one-on-one getting around Tegan Breitag. Breitag did a nice job closing that gap, but he just reached up, grabbed anything he could, and it resulted in the 15-yard penalty. So we'll have an officials timeout here. We're going to take it with him. Our Agtegra timeouts are always letting you know that Acres Ahead can maximize your farm's earning potential straight from the start. Contact your local Agtegra cooperative today. We'll be back in 30 seconds with 7:01 left to play in the 4th quarter. You're listening to Stanley County Football on KGFX.
We connect people. Have been for 100 years or so. How we get that done? Well, that won't always be the same. But why we connect people? Not in a million years is that ever going to change. We didn't build the communities that made South Dakota. No. We just brought them together.
Gregory with the 44-16 lead here late in the second half. 7:01 to play in this ball game. And as we look ahead, the Gregory Gorillas have a very tough game coming up next Friday night. September 27th, they take on Woolsey Wessington, who is 3-0 on the season currently. And Stanley County, of course, they've got a long stretch of home games, but they do have some tough teams coming in as they look here to the second half of their season. Stanley County on defense here. 1st and 10 after the penalty. Wishbone formation. Jurasek under center here for the Gorillas. Going to hand this one off to his fullback. Going to run it right up the gut. It's Jet Uckland on the carry. Uckland fights forward for about 6 yards, maybe 7. Ball is going to be placed right inside the 15 at about the 14.5. And on this right hash. Back to that wishbone formation, bunched up very tight in the backfield. Creates a lot of misdirection out of this look. They're going to hand this one off to Landon Kaiser, and he's wrapped up quickly in the backfield by Hayden Rogo. Noah Baldwin also in there on the tackle, making a nice play. So that'll bring up a third and about 7 yards. And Gregory just squeezing the juice out of this clock. They don't wait to get that play call in until about half of that play clock is expended. Then they get up to the line and they wait patiently. Jurasek back under center. Tosses one out to the left side for Landon Kaiser, trying to find the edge, fighting through a couple tacklers, going to be taken down right at the first down marker. So this will bring up a 4th and 1, and if Mike Murray went for it on 4th and 10 back from his own 40, you have to imagine he'll go for it again here from 4th and 1 from his own 10, or excuse me, from the Stanley County 10. So they'll mark him back. It's going to be about 4th and 2, 4th and a short 2. Creeping down on 5 minutes to play here in the ball game. Going to go back to that wishbone formation. Jurasek under center on the left hash. Takes the snap, going to turn, hand it off to Weberg, and he is wrapped up by Noah Baldwin, and Stanley County gets the turnover on downs. So a nice play by Noah Baldwin, crashing the party in the backfield, takes Weberg down. It's a loss of 2, and that'll set up 1st and 10 from the Stanley County 15-yard line. So we'll see if Stanley County can get a quick score here. Trying to get the onside kick. Of course, now this offense is getting whittled down. We saw Landon Boehm have to go off with what looks like a rather serious injury. Brendan Bothwell came out of this game in the first half. Boehm under center. Going to turn and hand this one off. Up the middle goes Blaze Frost, the newest running back for the Buffaloes. It's actually Cash Richardson in the backfield. Got my 5s confused with my 9s. But Cash Richardson fights forward for a gain of 5 yards. That'll bring up 2nd down and 5. Ball is placed right at the 20. So we saw Ezra Rutherford carry it a couple times last week against Redfield. But Cash Richardson, who came back in his first return last week, is now going to be toting the rock. He's back there behind Whit Myers in the I formation. Toss out to Richardson on the right side. He's going to break through a couple tacklers, pick up the 1st down, and be dragged down to the 29-yard line, now pushed up to the 30.
Play results in a 1st down for the Buffaloes, 1st and 10.
So they'll place it on the right hash of the 30-yard line. Stanley County moving the chains, gets the 1st and 10. Clock back running again. 4:09 to play here in the 4th quarter. Barring a miracle, Gregory going to improve to 2-3 on the season. Stanley County to fall to 1-4. Richardson going to try to get the snap, but the snap was fumbled by Paxton Deal at the line of scrimmage. We'll see who fell on it. There's a fight for the football between Paxton Deal and Landon Kaiser. They're going to say Paxton Deal got the better of that battle.
Noah Baldwin falls on the fumble. Stanley County has 2nd down and 9.
So they're going to say that it was actually a gain of a yard. So, hey, positive play. 2nd down and a long 9 yards. Deal back under center, offset I formation. Now Deal is back into the shotgun, moves Cash Richardson to his left. Heavy set to the right. Deal takes a snap, gives off to Richardson. Richardson running right side, finds a little bit of an edge, and he is taken down after a gain of 5.
Richardson with the carry, brought down by Stuckel.
Luke Stuckel in on the tackle for the Gorillas. So this Gregory team did a nice job bouncing back after falling into that 16-0 hole. They scored 44 unanswered. It was all Gregory, aided by some turnovers. Paxton Deal back in the shotgun here on this 3rd and 4. Takes the snap from Colda, back to pass. Deal fires over the top, got Q Board on the receiving end of that one. He breaks a tackle across the 50, still on his feet across the 45, and he'll be run out of bounds in Gorilla territory. Jet Eklund in on the tackle. So Stanley County able to move the chains, get the ball into Gregory territory. Good to see Q Bourne catching some passes out there for the Buffs. He's going to split Weston Prince out here to his left as the lone wide receiver. I formation, Cash Richardson, the setback. Tossing it out to the left side for Richardson, cutting it back up into that cutback lane through the middle of the offensive line. Going to pick up nearly 4 yards. And now we creep under 2 minutes to play here in the ball game. So Gregory comes on the road. They're going to be able to pick up their second victory on the season. Stanley County still just trying to get the kinks ironed out here on this offensive side. Paxton Deal under center. Going to turn, hands this one off to Richardson. Richardson powering his way forward up the middle. Going to be taken down right at the first down marker. I'm going to say he got about a yard past it. That'll be enough for the first down.
Play results in a first down for the Buffaloes. 1st and 10 at the Gorilla 33-yard line.
So as we creep up on the 10 o'clock hour here in Fort Pierre, we creep up on the end of this ball game. Stanley County getting up to the line. They're going to set up Weston Prince in the offset wing formation. I formation back behind Paxton Deal, who crouches down underneath Case Colda. Play action fake, fakes the handoff, rolling out to his right. Deal looking downfield, going to wait now, fires flat-footed, and it's going to be nearly intercepted on the back end. Jet Eklund back there defending the pass. That was intended for Tegan Breitag. So that'll bring up 2nd down and 10. Gregory's done a good job on that secondary level, not letting any Stanley County receivers get too far behind him, reading the quarterback's eyes, understepping some passes. And now we've got a timeout on the field from Max Foth, maybe wanting to get some of his younger players in. We're going to take it with him. Our timeouts are sponsored by AgTegra. Acres Ahead can maximize your farm's earning potential straight from the start. Contact your local AgTegra cooperative today. We'll be back in 30 seconds here to wrap up this game here in Fort Pierre. You're listening to Stanley County Football on KGFX.
What if we said a bank isn't a place to lock up money? It's a place to set it free. What if the point of banking wasn't to bank at all, but to put your ideas to work? What if your bank asked, what if, a little more? Well, what if we told you we do? We're American Bank and Trust, where what if meets why not? If you're ready to change what you get out of banking, start a relationship with us. What if you made the move today?
A lot of new faces checking in for the Stanley County Buffaloes. Ezra Rutherford going to tote the rock here. Got Trevor Caldwell in on the offensive line. Eddie Duffy back in at quarterback. Looks like Jack Deal also into this game. He's going to be split off in that wing set. 55 seconds to play here in the 4th quarter. Gregory going to get the win here. And got to please Mike Murray after their lethargic loss against Bonham. Coming out with a big win here against Stanley County. Ezra Rutherford going to get the toss from Eddie Duffy, getting it out to the left side. Going to be stood up. Whistle's going to be blown as he's going to be stopped at about the 29-yard line of Gregory. Eddie Duffy with a little bit of urgency here, wanting to get as many plays with this second-hand crew as possible. Play clock turned off. 30 seconds to play here. And maybe 1 or 2 more plays for the Buffaloes. Eddie Duffy squats down under center, takes a snap, tosses it out wide. Ezra Rutherford handles the quick snap, and he's going to be taken down in the backfield. Going to be a loss of 1. And that should do it here from Ole Williamson Field. Not going to run one more play. Eddie Duffy trots out to the huddle, but the clock is going to hit triple zeros on our Wegner Auto scoreboard. The Gregory Gorillas come on the road to Ole Williamson Field and get the 44-16 win over Stanley County. We'll recap everything for you here on our post-game show. Our post-game show, as always, is presented by our friends at Family Dental of Pierre and Gettysburg. We'll be back after this 2-minute break. You're listening to Stanley County Post-Game on KGFX.
The Corner Station Convenience Store and the Crossing Pub are both conveniently located on Pleasant Drive in Pierre, South Dakota. At the Corner Station, grab your favorite hot and cold beverages and snacks while filling your vehicle up with Cenex brand gasoline. The Corner Station also features a super tunnel car wash to keep your vehicle sparkling clean. At the Crossing, grab a cold beverage and check out their selection of appetizers while watching the Stanley County Buffaloes and Pierre Governors live on their big screen televisions. Best of luck to all area students from the Corner Station and the Crossing.
Titan Machinery is actively hiring service technicians to our Case IH team in Highmore, Miller, and Pierre. Whether you are an experienced technician or looking to start your career, Titan has a spot for you. Earn a competitive pay with the potential to make upwards of 6 figures. Titan Machinery offers company HSA and 401k contributions, free single health care, and a generous tool allowance. For more information, log into titanmachinery.com/careers or contact Titan Machinery, your Case IH dealer, at 701-356-0130.
Started with a big play from Paxton Deal to Brendan Bothwell. A 73-yard passing catch on the very first play of the game got Stanley County on the board. Then later on, a safety increased the lead to 8-0. Another touchdown came from Paxton Deal's touchdown run. And then it was all Gorillas from the offset. It was Colt Kaiser catching a couple touchdown passes. Cruz Clunt taking a pick six back for the Gregory Gorillas. And that was kind of the entire second half there for Gregory. It was a lot of turnovers from Stanley County and a lot of points from Gregory. Folks, if you enjoyed our stream on KGFX, you can download the DRG News app to make your streaming experience much more streamlined and easier. Our big play of the game has to be that Cruz Clunt pick six for the Gregory Gorillas. And folks, as you make your way home tonight on your way home from the game, the South Dakota Office of Highway Safety reminds you buckling up is the best way to save your life in a crash. You've got someplace to be. Before we award our player of the game, first we're going to hear a word from our friends who sponsor our player of the game, our friends at Bauman Lumber.
When you need building supplies, there's no need to go anywhere except to Bauman Lumber in Fort Pierre. Bauman Lumber is locally owned and offers quality products, expert advice, free estimates, and free local delivery for large or small projects. Whether it's a home improvement project, remodel job, or all new construction, they even welcome special orders. Quality building materials and affordable prices for residential or commercial projects can be found at Bauman Lumber, 1223 Sale Barn Road, Fort Pierre, or call 223-9762.
And tonight's player of the game and the proud new owner of a KGFX player of the game t-shirt goes to Mr. Colt Kaiser of the Gregory Gorillas. He had a couple big touchdown catches, couple big plays in this game. So congratulations to him, Mr. Colt Kaiser, on winning our beautiful KGFX player of the game shirt presented by Bauman Lumber. One final look at our Wegner Auto scoreboard reads the Gregory Gorillas winning 44-16 over the Stanley County Buffaloes. A big thanks to our friends at Bauman Lumber for sponsoring our sports video, our friends at Venture Communications for being our KGFX sports sponsors. Our other sponsors tonight, big thanks to First Dakota National Bank, Pierre Regional Airport, Access Health in Pierre, Dakota Plains Federal Credit Union, Avera Health, the Stanley County Booster Club, Ferding Electric, Oahe Federal Credit Union, Zander Auto Parts, and Bauman Lumber. Big thanks to Brian Menning for doing the camera work tonight. Big thanks to Megan Sexton for doing all the hard work back in the studio. Signing off here from Ole Williamson Field, I'm Justin Cowart. Have a great weekend, everybody.